which means that persons have come in and done buildings, there's landscaping. We also have a lot of invasives that have crept in.
The tree tagging process was very tedious. We basically looked at what was on the protected species list. We identified the species that we could have saved. And we also looked at pointing in native species that would have been excellent additions to the landscape palette.
Some of those trees were taken out of the ground, put into pots. Most of those have already been removed. We're now looking at some of the larger trees that we're removing. We go through a root pruning process. We trim any branches, so we reduce the shock that they may be feeling. We're going to take these trees, load them onto the barge, and take them over to Nassau to a nursery site that's prepared, and they'll remain there until the construction activities are completed on site, and then they'll be brought back here and then used in the landscape palette. We actually went over and above what was expected. We were only initially supposed to remove about 900 plants. Since then, we've removed over 3,000 plants. We increased by about 300% of what we were required to do. And this was an initiative that was pushed by Royal Caribbean in an effort to ensure that we were being environmentally responsible.
You know, the intent is obviously to make good on our promise, to make it even better than we found it. You know, these trees obviously would have gone through a lot to get here and also to get back there. And that's going to be a unique part of the story that we tell. Some of the original landscape that would have been on Paradise Island is back there with new friends, actually, a lot of new friends. And so when you walk around and you arrive at the Beach Club Paradise Island, and when you get off those ferries, these will be some of the first things that you see, and they will be telling their own story.
At the Sydney Poitiers Bridge, I'm Kaylin Green. This is ZNS.
It's What's Trending with Jiminita Swain and the Bahama Beauty at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas from Studio A. It all starts right now.
Hello and welcome everyone. It's Tuesday, March 11th, and you're tuned in to the ultimate destination for all things lifestyle, entertainment, and everything in between. I'm Jiminita Swain, and you're watching What's Trending, the show where we bring you the latest trends, hottest news, and insider tips on living your best life. Whether you're here for fashion, food, fitness, or the latest buzz from social media, we've got you covered. Let's dive in. The tariff battle between the United States and Canada continues. In the latest move, United States President Donald Trump today called for a doubling down of planned tariffs on all imports of steel and aluminum products from Canada, now to 50%. The move, a response to the province of Ontario's decision to place a 25% tariff on its electricity exports to the U.S. Trump said in a post on his Truth social media platform that he has instructed his Commerce Secretary to add an additional 25% tariff on metal products that will go into effect Wednesday morning. Well, today marks 5 years since the World Health Organization declared the global outbreak of COVID-19 to be a pandemic. Globally, more than 7 million people have died from COVID. In that time, millions of Americans were hospitalized, while more than 1.2 million people died. That's according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, or CDC. Many people still remain affected by long COVID, including children and adults. And today, March 11th, is being celebrated as World Plumbing Day. Today recognizes the essential role plumbing plays in protecting public health, advancing water solutions, and powering economic prosperity. But the message officials want out is plumbing is more than pipes and fittings. It is the foundation of safe communities, sustainable innovation, and fulfilling careers. This year's theme for World Plumbing Day is Plumbing is More. Well, today we have a fun show for you. We are shopping, and more shopping. In studio, we have Sandbox to show what they have to offer. And our friends, the Perfume Bar, are back with some delightful scents. This and more after the break. You're watching What's Trending.
Get the glow, keeping you in the know. it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
Despite speculation spreading across social media, Agriculture and Marine Resources Minister Jomo Campbell put that to rest after giving a few members of the media a tour of a few farms involved in the Golden Yolk program.
So the reason we are doing this is, we've seen a lot in the press lately, a lot of negative comments, but we want to let the Bahamian public know that this is indeed real, and we wanted to do it in a tangible way for you to come and see, so persons can know it's not a golden joke. There are no gimmicks. The birds are real, the infrastructure is real, the land is real, the people are real. And the benefits, the most important part for the Bahamian people, is as real as could ever be.
The Golden Yolk program was created to achieve national self-sufficiency in egg production, with the latest expansion including the donation of 3,000 birds to the Bahamas Agriculture and Marine Science Institute to advance the project further.
So out of these 3,000 birds, we actually going to have about 2,400 eggs per day, okay? So again, this is a big accomplishment in terms of reducing the price. And then the price actually was going to go down, the eggs are going to be affordable. So along with the layer program and the feed program, which I'm going to show you the next section, where you have 1,000 adult layer chickens.
This comes as a bird flu in the United States leads to the prices of eggs globally skyrocketing. The hope, though, is not only to reduce the price, but also support our local farmers. Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
As the cool Bahamian breeze sweeps in, we're celebrating the arrival of spring. From adorable baby apparel and cozy essentials to must-have gear, toys, and more, Sandbox Bahamas is everything parents need for care for their little ones. Whether you're shopping for newborns or toddlers, their carefully curated selection ensures quality, comfort, and style. Shop with confidence, support trusted products, expert advice, and a team that understands your needs, all under one roof. From cribs to clothing, strollers to accessories, they've got you covered. Look at how Sandbox Bahamas is making parenthood easier, one product at a time. In studio, we have Serena Wallace, store manager at Sandbox Bahamas, to tell us about what they have to offer. Welcome to What's Trending, Serena.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome to have you here. So firstly, tell us, what does Sandbox offer its customers?
Well, at Sandbox, we offer a variety of brands. We have the Belle and Lula, we have the Andy and Evan, we have a mayoral cardigan along with a Belle and Lula dress. Here we have a mayoral shirt and pants along with a Appleman jacket. There is another piece from the Appleman. Then we have here a Do-A-Dare set along with another piece from Andy and Evan.
So obviously parents, this is for the toddlers and those in between, but obviously parents shopping for their babies often have high expectations. How do you ensure that every customer has a personalized and positive shopping experience when they visit Sandbox?
Well, at Sandbox, we do offer personal shoppers, whereas we take you through the store, and with your choice, we can help you, whether it's from preemie up to a size 18. These are the sizes that we do offer in store.
What do you enjoy most about these, I guess, selecting the items and ensuring that parents have a great time when they are in the store? Because it's often an exciting and maybe nerve-wracking experience for persons gathering those items.
Well, actually, it's not a nerve-wracking as per se, because once they enter the doors of a Sandbox, they are greeted by our team, whereas okay, we are looking for an outfit for christening. We want something for birthday. We want something for a party. We have all of these to offer once they enter into the doors of Sandbox.
So it's easy.
It's very easy.
One-stop experience.
Yes, they can get everything at Sandbox. Like I say, we go from preemie up to a size 18 in our clothing.
So what do you think are some of the factors that you consider when selecting items for your store, and how do you balance out the quality, safety, and cost elements in what you offer?
Well, you can see from our selection here, items here are only found at Sandbox. Our choice in our selections, we carry the Do or Dare, we carry the Andy and Evan. These are found only at Sandbox. Mayoral, Baby Sarah, pieces only found at Sandbox.
So you put in a lot of effort in selecting, I guess, one-of-a-kind brands to offer for your clients.
We do a lot of searching when we put our brands together. And if you want to get it, we only bring in X amount of pieces, limited pieces on our
So what
brands.
is likely the reception of your clients to Sandbox and what it has to offer?
Oh man, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. Trust you me. We have the buyers, we have the customers, and once they can call us on the phone, we do deliveries. They can order online.
So you have a whole number of services. Talk to us a little bit more about some of the services that you offer.
Okay, at Sandbox, we offer baby registries. We offer wish lists. In our wish list, you can find christenings, birthdays, just because, and Christmas.
And I imagine everybody likes it just because we always want to buy something.
Yes, yes. And I would tell you how our wish list works.
Okay.
A customer can come into the store and say, hey, we want to buy a gift for a child. What can I get for that child? Okay. The parents make a selection. We compile a wish list. They can either shop online or they come in store. One of
associates
are more than willing to help them with that wish list.
And again,
of course, we do free gift wrapping, of course.
I mean, definitely sounds like a one-stop shop.
Yes, it is.
Well, before you go, please tell us and our viewers where you're located and the times that you're open.
Okay, you can find us in the Harbor Bay Shopping Plaza in the center. Our store hours are 9:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. We're closed on Sundays and holidays.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Serena. It was a pleasure chatting with you today.
And thank you so much for having me.
Sandbox has some great stuff to offer.
Yes, thank you so much.
Well, we've got more for you right after the break. You're watching What's Trending.
Here at Immigration Care Service, you can trust us, especially if you have experienced issues or problems with the U.S. immigration at the borders. We'll do our best to provide options and solutions to immigration roadblocks, so travelers can continue visiting the U.S. and residents can continue living their lives in the U.S. without worries. The best part? Our services are affordable and accessible. Take the mystery, confusion, and fear out of your immigration concerns. Contact Immigration Care Service today.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
Diet-friendly special.
It's March 11th, and if you're not already aware, today is Promposal Day. Yes, you heard that right. It's the day we celebrate all those creative, hilarious, and sometimes downright extra ways students ask each other to prom. And let me tell you, it's not just about asking. It's about making a scene. Take a look at a few from 2024.
Come here. You sweating that be yours. You sweating that be yours. What you drinking now? You drinking that be yours. You drinking that be yours.
From skywriting to serenades, promposals have evolved from a simple "will you go to prom with me" to a full-blown performance worthy of an Oscar nomination. And let's not forget about the more unconventional approaches. I'm talking about using your pets, maybe a math homework, or dare I say it, your TikTok fame to lock in a prom date. The creativity knows no bounds. Who needs roses when you can have a drone delivering your promposal? Yes, drones, it's the future of romance. People get with it. So whether you're planning a flash mob, writing a song, or let's face it, just asking over a simple text, we won't judge. Today is the day to show some promposal spirit, and who knows, maybe this year will be the year your promposal goes viral. Make sure you hashtag it Promposal Day so we'll see it. That's all our quirky news for today. Enjoy the promposal madness, everyone. There's so much more after the break.
If you would like to be a part of What's Trending, DM us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS.
For over half a century, we've been more than just an airline. We've been a bridge, connecting families, dreams, and memories across the islands and beyond. Behind every seat sold and every journey planned, there's a dedicated team committed to making air travel affordable and accessible to everyone. At Bahamasair, we're not just building connections, we're building a safe and dependable airline where quality service is paramount and an excellent travel experience is our priority. Wherever you're going, we're here to take you there with care, with heart, and with the promise of unforgettable journeys. We are family, and just like family, we're committed to taking care of our own. Your Bahamasair is our Bahamasair, because here at Bahamasair, we don't just fly here, we live here.
Here at Immigration Care Service, you can trust us, especially if you have experienced issues or problems with the U.S. immigration at the borders. We'll do our best to provide options and solutions to immigration roadblocks, so travelers can continue visiting the U.S. and residents can continue living their lives in the U.S. without worries. The best part? Our services are affordable and accessible. Take the mystery, confusion, and fear out of your immigration concerns. Contact Immigration Care Service today.
Get ready to indulge your senses as we dive into the world of luxury fragrances with the Perfume Bar. From timeless classics to the latest trends, we explore how scents can transform your mood, elevate your style, and leave a lasting impression. Today, we will discover some of the most captivating scents on the market and unveil expert tips for choosing the perfect fragrance. We have in studio Andrea Wright, Senior Sales Associate and Key Holder from the Perfume Bar. Welcome to What's Trending, Andrea.
Hello, I'm excited to be here today.
Well, I feel the enthusiasm and I'm happy to have you here with us. us today.
Yes.
So obviously I see several bottles of Bulgari. So we're gonna jump in and you're gonna tell me what you have for us today from the Bulgari line that we will absolutely love.
Okay, so here we have our woody scents, which is Bulgari. So the first one we have is the Glacial Experience. This one is a woody, fresh one.
So it's not gonna be overpowering. It's not gonna knock me over.
No.
But it's definitely one that makes you stop and take note of this scent.
Yes.
I do like this one. This is very nice. This is the Glacial, so it's not that heavy, overpowering.
Right, for someone who likes something more light, that'll be the perfect one for them.
All right, this smells like a winner so far. What else you got?
Okay, here's the Bulgari Rain Essence. This one is a fresh woody musset.
Okay. I like it where we're going with this. Nice, light scent so far.
Yes.
Nothing too heavy.
Right.
All right. So what else you have?
So the third one will be the Terra Essence. This one is a warm one.
Okay. So we're sticking with the warm, woody notes. So this is a little bit stronger than the first two. So if you really like that overpowering, takeover kind of scent, this is definitely that.
That'll be the perfect one.
Okay, so we go in.
So we
keep it going.
Here we have a the Bulgari Wood Essence.
So that sounds like this can have all the wood.
Yes. Vital, Luminous.
Okay. A showstopper.
Yes.
Oh, attention getter.
When you walk into the room.
Oh, I like this. It doesn't seem like that scent that'll give you a headache. You know, like some scents are just too strong. This is a nice combination of the woody and other aromas that are in it.
Right.
So this is nice.
So here's the Bulgari Man in Black. This one is one of my favorites. It's amber spicy.
So what do you like about this one? Why it's one of your favorites, as you say?
Because when I smelled it the first time, it really like attract my nose.
It spoke to you.
Yes, it spoke to me.
This is it.
Yes.
So when you have a customer that comes in and he's undecided, he doesn't know what he wants, obviously with the Bulgari line, you have a lot of options that you can share with him.
Right. So we have warm, amber, so we have light scents, light woody scents, and we have woody scents. So you can't go wrong with
something
that.
for everybody in there in terms of the meals. If you like it strong and you know that little musk smell, or you like it nice and light, it's something. It still has the wood complement to it, but it's still a great smell.
Right.
But that's not the only thing you have here with you today. You have the John Paul Gaultier Scandal Absolute, which is a his and her fragrance, I believe it is.
Yes.
So talk to us about the Scandal male version of the perfume.
Okay, well, Scandal Absolute for males is one of my favorite scents that came in the store.
So it just sounds like one that doesn't stay on the shelves.
No.
It's really that popular.
Yes.
Wow. So this is again one of those colognes, so perfumes that has the sandalwood smell and undertones in it.
Yes.
All right. So
and also sweet.
So woody, but it's sweet as well.
Yes.
All right. That sounds good. So let's get a smell.
Okay.
And see what that's like. The bottle is beautiful.
Right. There you go.
All right. So we have scents of Marabella and sandalwood and chestnut. This is really nice.
Yeah.
This one you really got to hold your fella close.
Yes.
So he may get carried away.
Right.
All right.
So ladies, if you want your guy smelling good, this will be a nice fragrance for him.
Awesome. So let's see what we get for the ladies, because you know we want to smell good too.
Yes. So here we have the Scandal Absolute for ladies. I have this on right now as we speak.
All right. So this sounds like one of your favorites too.
Yes. So this has sandalwood in it, fig, and also tuberose.
Oh, this is
And the bottle is nice also.
That's a beautiful, beautiful bottle.
You all have a beautiful bottle.
This is nice. So what do you enjoy about welcoming customers and selling them such lovely fragrances?
I love to see the smiles on their face when they smell it. I just love it.
So that makes you super, super excited.
Yeah, that I chose the fragrance for you and you love it.
So what if someone doesn't know what they want? How hard is it for you to help them find out what works best for them?
Okay, so, well, if a customer kind of be like, I will ask, what type of fragrance do you like? So if they say something light, then I'll go show them something light. If they like floral, I show them something floral. Sweet, strong, I'll show them something sweet and strong.
But obviously, Obviously, if they like woody, you have a large selection that they can choose from.
Yes.
Well, that sounds good. And remind us where you're located again.
We're located in Palmdale, opposite Modern Estate. We're open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5.
All right, well, there you have it. Thank you so much, Andrea, for being here with us and sharing these wonderful scents that you brought with us. So, guys, you know where you need to go if you need something that's woody and strong or woody and light, however it works for you. Well, obviously, there is so much more after the break. You're watching What's Trending.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exoma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is to do some work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass that along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
Diet-friendly special.
Hi, I'm Brent Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales at CBS Bahamas and the CBS Pro Store. Not only do we guarantee the best prices on all your favorite building materials, but we're proud to offer the best delivery program in all of Nassau. Whether you buy one box of screws or a truckload of plywood, island-wide delivery is just $5. And for our Family Island customers, we're proud to offer complimentary drop-off to the mailboat of your choice. Visit us today at the CBS Pro Store on Robinson Road and check out our website to set up your next delivery.
Grand Bahama, it's that time again. The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture presents the 2025 Grand Bahama New Year's Day Junior Joe Canoe Parade, March 15th at 5:30 p.m. West Explorers Way, Post Office Parade Road. There will be food, drink, but most of all, Joe Canoe. Come out and cheer on all your favorite schools, preschools, primary schools, junior high, all age and secondary schools. Who will be deemed the champions? Only one way of flying out. Be there. Oh, yeah.
We've heard you. We know you're tired of the reruns. We're coming back, bigger and better, on The Legal Brief. I'm your host, Ramona Farquharson. Stay tuned.
I have been coming to this island since I was 12 years old. It didn't take me long to realize the rich history it has here. When I bought this island in 2018, I fulfilled a lifelong dream. The goal is not only to preserve the memories I made over those years, but to make new ones and to give others the opportunity to do the same. As we go through this process, it has become clear to me, we aren't just rebuilding an island, we're reviving a legend.
Strong family bonds provide a crucial support system, often filling the gaps that might otherwise lead to reliance on social assistance.
If we get the family structure support system right, you won't see adult children willingly putting their parents in senior citizens' homes. You won't see anyone putting children up for adoption. We should be the safety net for when the family begins to have some challenges.
Addressing the root causes of dependency is essential, as our goal is to shift the focus from merely providing aid to fostering self-reliance.
We must be prepared to move persons from dependency to self-sufficiency to economic empowerment. And I'm asking the public to join us on this journey.
This has been the Heartbeat Brief, an inside look at the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting.
On Wednesday's show, it's Kidney Month. We'll have a professional in studio to bring more awareness about the disease and proper care. Also, we have a contestant from Mr. UB to discuss his platform. Well, that's all the time we have for today. A huge thank you to our incredible guests for sharing their insights and stories with us. As always, we'll be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. with more exciting guests, thought-provoking conversations, and a lot of laughs only on the ZNS network. See you later.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at what's making headlines tonight. Keen interest in the multi-million-dollar Six Senses luxury homes. Also, the accounting industry faces an uncertain future as a severe talent shortage threatens the field. And the Member of Parliament for Central and South Abaco shares exciting news about the Moores Island Clinic.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Everyone was very interested in it. The agents were very interested, and they're working with their clients as well as a number of others are also very interested.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, construction on the multi-million-dollar Six Senses Resort is set to begin within the first half of this year. Despite the project not yet graduating to that phase, a realtor attached to the project says the Sustainability Development Resort is already reshaping the island. Cleopatra Murphy has tonight's top story.
Construction is yet to begin on the $250 million Six Senses Grand Bahama development, but there is already keen interest from agents and their clients looking to purchase one of the residential properties. President and Managing Broker of H.G. Christie, John Christie, recently traveled to the Caribbean Developers Showcase in Toronto, Canada to promote the high-end luxury property and counts the trip as a huge success.
We had a great turnout of people, and everyone was very interested in it. The agents were very interested, and they're working with their clients as well as a number of others are also very interested. The price point is fairly high for your average person, so not everyone was at the level that could afford it. But there was other buyers that, even though they couldn't afford that, they're very interested in the Bahamas. And we were there in the winter, so it was cold, so it really helped to get their interest going in the warm place like the Bahamas.
Land has already been cleared for the multi-million-dollar development announced by Wello Development Partners and Pegasus Capital Advisors in November 2022. The project consists of the Six Senses Grand Bahama Resort that includes 70 guest rooms and suites, restaurants, a world-class spa, and a private beach club, in addition to 10 oceanfront residences and 18 canal-front residences. H.G. Christie is one of the lead agents, and Christie shares the lowest price starts at $7.95 million, with the large beachfront homes as much as $19 million. A hefty price tag, but a great investment.
Their values have held very well and increased a lot from when the people originally bought them. So once you get in on the ground floor, you can get a first-time buyer's deal, so to speak. And then as it gets going, the prices should increase. And plus, you're enjoying the brand, you enjoy the real estate, you enjoy the lifestyle. But then you've got, you should have a good appreciation at the end of the day as well.
He anticipates the luxury brand that is already having a positive impact on Grand Bahama will further propel the island, changing the pace and what is expected of Grand Bahama.
But once it's built and it's successful, it'll be like, wow, this is not just the Grand Bahama we know, but this is a place for ultra high net worth people and luxury homes on the island, which will then encourage other builders to come along and buy up the beautiful, decent beachfront property and do other developments, and it'll have a catalyst roll-on effect.
The clearing for the luxury community is now complete, and once construction begins, it is slated for a 2026 opening. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Thanks, Cleo. Now to a story that no one is talking about. The global accounting industry is facing an unprecedented shortage of professionals, raising concerns about the future of the financial reporting and business compliance. With fewer students pursuing accounting degrees and experienced professionals leaving the field, an accountant turned advisor is on a mission to make accounting great again. The details in this report.
Who are you going to learn off? There's not going to be enough of people in the industry with a lot of experience anymore, because a lot of them are going to be retiring in the next decade.
Between 2020 and 2022, Accounting Today reports that over 300,000 accountants and auditors left the profession, marking a 17% decrease. In 2024, 83% of senior leaders reported difficulties in finding qualified accounting staff.
What's happening? Where are the people? Why is no one getting being involved in the industry?
Joanna Perry, a consultant and accountant, posing that question. Research confirms enrollment in accounting programs has dropped significantly over the past decade, with many students turning to careers drawn by higher salaries and more flexible work environments. Additionally, experienced accountants are retiring in large numbers, leaving a talent gap that is proving difficult to fill.
Yeah, I did some research finding out that there's a 3.5 million accounting talent shortage, which is quite alarming, and 75% of those people in the industry are going to be retiring in the next decade.
Perry notes that artificial intelligence, AI, is revolutionizing the industry, with firms turning to accounting software to streamline processes.
Not many people are talking about how much of the impact it's actually had. It's completely changed our role. We used to be number crunchers, but now we're advisors. AI does all the number crunching for us, so we're just really number checkers.
To combat the shortage, the consultant has launched an initiative called Make Accounting Great Again, an effort to reshape the industry's image and attract young professionals.
There's not much competition amongst the graduate accountants, so if you can communicate, if you can, if you're switched on, if you're going to work hard, they're the traits that people are looking for, because you don't really have to be a mathematician to get into a class, and you just have to be switched on and willing to learn. So if you can demonstrate those traits, you be able to really, really go far in any firm that you go into.
In tonight's ZNS exclusive, a Grand Bahama woman is urgently seeking the return of funds seized during a police search. She insists that despite providing proof of where the money came from, she believes that she is being targeted due to an ongoing police investigation into her relative. Jolanda Thompson-Everest has the details in this report.
I gave them enough time to do the investigation, and I just want to be treated fairly.
It's a story that has left a Grand Bahama woman broken. Marilyn Newman claims that police officials have confiscated tens of thousands of dollars of her hard-working money, and now she is demanding answers.
And I've been saving the money for so long. This ain't monies I just had one time. This monies I saved over a period of time, not knowing that I could get in trouble for doing it.
According to Newman, on August 28, 2024, officers executed a search warrant on her home and retrieved a substantial amount of money, which was secured in her closet.
I didn't hesitate to let them in because I know I didn't have anything to hide in the house. But the warrant also had Marilyn McDonald, which is not my name, but because I guess they came to my house, I opened the door.
After the funds were confiscated, she says she was taken to police headquarters for hours. While she asserts that she answered all questions and provided proof of where the money came from, it appears that it wasn't enough. As a cosmetic surgery consultant for over 8 years, she says she has taken over 267 persons to Colombia for cosmetic and dental surgeries. The cash accumulated over the years was from her commission and from an insurance company following an accident.
Questioned where I got the funds from and told me that on the 29th of August, I must provide information where I obtained the fund, which I did.
But that's not all. Newman also claims that the police accused her of being involved in an alleged drug-related scandal with her brother, who was wanted by police, a claim she adamantly denies.
When they take the money out the house, the DA officer tell me, say, it could all go away. If I tell them where he is, I don't know where he is. I don't have a clue where to mean this. I don't even know what to mean.
Fast forward to today, and 6 months later, police are still withholding her funds. Newman notes that she has hired an attorney who requested that the money be returned. However, they were met with a detention order from the court to keep the funds for an additional 3 months.
Telling me anything, and it's the second night now police officers came to my house. I don't know why they keep coming there. I have no reason as to why, and if they need to reach me, they should reach my cell number, which they have, or my attorney. So it helped me fair because I don't know if they want to come to the house and put something there in reference to returning the money or not giving it back to me or wanting a reason to keep it. I don't know.
Newman maintains that she is a hard-working woman and is making the urgent appeal for the powers to be to release her funds so she can move on from this unfortunate situation. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson, Everest.
Thanks, Jolanda. Now we contacted police officials who informed the ZNS News team that the matter is still under active investigation and declined to provide further comment at this time. This is a story that we will continue to follow. Well, 6 months after a body was found burned beyond recognition, police have yet to identify the remains. According to police officials, the DNA test results are still pending, and authorities continue to investigate the case. In an interview with Commissioner of Police Shanta Knowles last month, she confirmed that the remains discovered in a burned-out vehicle near the Grand Bahama Highway on September 12 have not been identified due to an ongoing DNA analysis. However, on September 5th, a missing persons flyer was issued for 49-year-old Elcano Miller, who was last seen on September 3rd. Described as 6 feet tall, medium built, weighing 230 pounds with dark brown hair and a dark brown complexion. Miller's family has provided DNA samples which have been sent for testing. Family members believe that the man in the vehicle is that of Elcano Miller. They are making an urgent appeal for the body to be identified so that they can get closure. In news from Abaco, in his recent contribution to the mid-year budget debate, Member of Parliament for Central and South Abaco, John Pender, speaking directly to the ongoing need for a proper clinic over on Moores Island. He was able to offer some positive news on that end, indicating the need could come to fruition in the very near future.
I was speaking with the good member from Tall Pines the other day, and it looks like your new clinic is soon to come. It is on its way. Yes. We are looking to build it out this year so that the over 600, nearly 700 Bahamians living in Moores Island have proper health care.
He also had high praise for the potential Moores Island holds, stating that it has room to expand into something tourists would appreciate.
Moores Island is one of those places where I find to be a sleeping giant as well. It's absolutely gorgeous, and given the right chance, they can be more than a fishing village. They can be a tourism economic powerhouse. I continuously push for you. This Davis Cooper administration continuously pushes for the Bahamian people.
And still to come.
In recognition of World Consumer Rights Week, officials from the department are working to ensure everyone knows their rights. That story, sports, and more when we return.
There are some things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good conch salad, junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Do you want to find relief from common health concerns such as headaches, back pain, chronic inflammation, and more? How about improved sleep, boost energy, and improve overall well-being? Check out RA Balance Bahamas and get your body into balance with biomagnetic therapy. For all our social links, contacts, or to request an appointment, visit rabalancebahamas.com.
Put it in. Let's keep it clean. Put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not in the street. No, yeah. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not on the streets. Just put it in the trash, my guy.
Bombastic side eye. Criminal offensive side eye.
Put it in the trash. Put it in the trash. That's it, that's it. Put it in the trash. Just put it in the trash. Put it in the trash. That's it. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not in the street. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Yeah. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Yeah. We just gotta keep Grand Bahama clean.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. The Department of Consumer Affairs is gearing up for an exciting week in celebration of World Consumer Rights Day. With a mission to empower consumers, the department is doing its part to ensure that everyone understands their rights and knows how to address any challenges they may face. Chief Price Inspector Diana Williams says a series of dynamic public education initiatives are planned, including a visit to Berkshire Farms this Saturday at 8 a.m.
The Bahamas and other countries across the globe will be joining hands in celebrating World Consumer Day 2025 under the theme, A Just Transition to a Sustainable Lifestyle, where we'll be going from schools to communities all over, even giving those prizes, informing the consumers on how they can engage, how they can be empowered into a sustainable lifestyle.
Warning that unchecked consumption could deplete global resources, officials also stressing the importance of sustainable consumerism, which can include using sustainable alternatives like reusable shopping bags and solar-powered products.
The purpose of this event is to promote global awareness, which is very crucial for consumers to know their rights and their needs. We want the public to know how it's important to get back into backyard farming, how to grow their crops, how to raise their livestock, so we don't have to depend on any outside sources when it comes to that.
Well, in other news, as part of their reintroduction to the communities they serve, the National Neighborhood Watch is hosting a church service at the Community at Heart Tabernacle Church of God Prophecy. Chairman of the council, Jason Fitzgerald, says the effect on crime by the Neighborhood Watch has been evident, to say the least.
We have seen a significant improvement within our country. We've seen a reducing crime. We've seen that more residents are becoming more actively involved in Neighborhood Watch. And I also want to encourage other residents who are not a part of the Neighborhood Watch here in Grand Bahama. If you're not a resident of Neighborhood Watch, please, I encourage you, whichever area you live in Grand Bahama, Freeport, Grand Bahama, there's a Neighborhood Watch in every area. We have a number of wonderful presidents, vice presidents within this beautiful city, waiting to explain to you and take you on the road and just be a part of what's happening right now in Freeport, Grand Bahama.
A notable staple of the Neighborhood Watch is the presence of CCTV cameras in residential areas, a symbol, Fitzgerald says, to soon be implemented more throughout the country.
What we're doing right now is we are working in conjunction with law enforcement, with urban renewal, to put more cameras within the streets of not only Grand Bahama, but also in the streets of Family Islands. And we're trying to visit every Family Island to get them involved and becoming our brothers and sisters keepers. And we realize and recognize that crime is everyone's business. So the CCTV cameras will be beneficial to our country in the Bahamas, and just to help to come back and just to help. As a matter of fact, I believe that in any area that we live in, whether it's in Grand Bahama, whether it's in New Providence or any family island, any area that has an active neighborhood watch within their community serves as a deterrent to criminal activities. So the goal is to work together for a better goal and to reach one common goal, and that is to help curb and combat crime within our country.
Well, local directors and writers are celebrating following the announcement of finalists for Star Film Institute. This program showcasing Bahamian talent through competition while inspiring, educating, and empowering Bahamian playwriters and TV filmmakers. Tyra Moss, director, producer, and writer of short film Title, shares what his film is all about and what impact it has on the economy.
So excited. It was such a challenge to be able to create our film as we had envisioned, but by partnering with Star Film, they were able to guide us along the way. They were incredibly helpful in getting us to get the film across the line. The film has a pro-environmental message, as well as contributed over $30,000 to the Grand Bahamian economy. So we have both the monetary contribution and the strong pro-environmentalist message that is a key to the film.
Lisa Codella, co-writer for Sickness and in Death, another finalist for Star Film Institute, sharing the message behind her film.
Sickness and in Death is a film short that's a dark comedy. So it asks what would happen if somebody's in a financial bind and they get a windfall that they weren't expecting. Do they consider it a gift from God or a temptation that they have to resist? And in our case, we look at it through the lens of comedy. I think like most storytellers, I hope that it touches and it really connects with Bahamians. And it could even possibly, there's the human level that it could connect with people of other cultures as well. So in the broader sense, I would like to hope that other people who are thinking of writing as a career or filmmaking as a career could see that it's really viable for Bahamians and we can tell more of our own stories.
And that's a look at stories making news. Here's a check on health as well, sponsored by Doctors Hospital.
March is Kidney Month. Today I will discuss what the kidneys do. Most people are born with 2 kidneys. Each of them are usually the size of your fist. Once you have a problem with your kidneys or they begin to fail, your treatment will be managed by a nephrologist like myself. We are highly trained experts in treating hypertension and all diseases of the kidneys. Your kidneys play a major role in keeping you alive. So, what exactly do they do? Think of them as the body's cleaners. They remove waste, excess fluid, water, and drugs from the body. They also keep you healthy in different ways by making red blood cells to prevent anemia, balance chemicals like potassium and phosphorus, and produce vitamin D, which helps maintain healthy bones. When the kidneys fail, they are no longer able to carry out these functions properly. Therefore, medications along with kidney replacement in the form of dialysis or a transplant are needed. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and remember, your greatest wealth is your health.
Well, Jay, it's time for sports. What's coming up after the break?
And I left the Grand Bahama Sports Complex 10 p.m. last night. It was a tight race at Island Sports between St. George's and Tabernacle. We'll find out next in sports.
Well, I'm a Jaguar, so I'm pulling for the Jaguars. That's coming your way next, but first on the local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Cause it's so beautiful.
See news in the making? Call us at 352-9713 or 359-5167, or you can email us at zns3news@gmail.com.
Get
ready for color, culture, and pure energy. Live from Explorers Way, the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture presents the 2025 Junior Junkanoo Grand Bahama Parade.
Your pan, that's it. Share that. Don't forget that. It's a medium rare.
The competition heats up.
We ready. We got this.
7 teams chef it up in the ZNS Culinary Food Challenge. Who has the best taste?
This is edible. This is edible.
Join us at 6 p.m. this Friday, only on the ZNS Network.
Put it in. Let's keep it clean. Yeah. Put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not in the street. No, yeah. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not on the streets. Just put it in the trash, my guy.
Bombastic side-eye. Criminal offensive side-eye.
Put it in the trash. Put it in the trash. That's it. Put it in the trash. Just put it in the trash. Put it in the trash. That's it. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Not on the ground, not on the beach, not in the bush, not in the street. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Yeah. Just put it in the trash, my guy. Yeah. We just gotta keep Grand Bahama clean.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports Top and Sports. The final day of Island Sports wrapped up last night at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex. For more on the results, let's head to the track. Winning the Bantam girls 80-meter hurdles was the Tabernacle Falcons. The intermediate girls 100-meter hurdles was also won by Bishop Michael Elgin School. Curved standout Aaliyah Evans from BMES won the under-20 girls 100-meter hurdles in 15.85 seconds. Sienna Roll from Jack Hayward Sr. took home the under-17 boys hurdles in 17.71 seconds. And 17-year-old Takembi Petty from St. George's clocked 19.27 seconds to secure the goal in the under-20 boys 110 hurdles. Moving along in the 4x4 relays, Tabernacle Falcons took home the gold with BMES placing second. In the under-17 girls relay, the Sunland Stingers came from behind to win the gold thanks to Trinity on the anchor leg. Now in the under-17 boys 4x4, the Tabernacle Falcons making this one look easy as they cruise down the finish line to take that gold. The under-20 girls 4x4 relay was one to watch as Kiana Henschel willed the Falcons to a first-place finish behind an impressive ankle leg to secure the gold for the Falcons in 4 minutes and 3 seconds. And the under-20 boys 4x4 relay was not even close. The Jack Hayward Wildcats dominated this one in 3 minutes 22.05 seconds for a first-place finish to close out the night. When it was all said and done, it was the Tabernacle Falcons that won their 12th straight high school title in the senior division with 602 points. St. George's placed second with 592.5 points, and BMES came in third with 357 points. Not to be done just yet, the Falcons also won the junior division with 531.5 points. Jack Hayward Jr. placed second with 435 points, while BMES finished third with 358 points. Congratulations to the Tabernacle Falcons. And that's your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Are you ready? I'm ready.
I am ready.
I
am ready. I am ready.
Ready or not, it's here. That's right, the biggest gospel show with me, Uncle T Baby Boy, on 8:10 a.m. That's right, interviews, greatest songs, praise and worship. It's going to be exciting. We're going to take the Bahamas to the world and bring the world to the Bahamas.
Use a bin to put it in.
And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire news team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. There's a live look at the Bahamas Tonight. They're coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, a distressing discovery for an employee of an exclusive gated community. Residents and detectives now left to determine who's behind it and why. Also, halfway there, Royal Beach Club construction said to be on target as officials eye a December deadline. And just call it the Eggs Factor. The Bahamas ups its investment in food security thanks to a donation of 100 layer chickens. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the new broadcast. Not at all the kind of attention, if any, residents of an exclusive gated community seek to attract. Just before 11 this morning, a team of officers sprang into action and headed to a marina in the area of Ocean Club Estates. Once there, this is all they needed to launch an investigation.
An employee was cleaning debris from waters at the dock of the marina when he discovered a fetus in a bag. Police would like to say that we do not know where the origin of this bag came from. However, what we want to do is appeal to the Bahamian public at large. If you have any information in reference to this matter, to please come to the police and assist us in this investigation so that though a person may need medical assistance and that person can get that medical assistance.
Well, fetal age, state, police could not say due to the sensitive nature of the incident. What they did disclose is that they await the results of an autopsy report and that the coroner has taken full charge of the investigation. Today's incident, a sobering reminder of what happened just last May when a fetus was found in the trash can of a service station's restroom here in the capital.
I would say to mothers, there is always help. Reach out for help. There is someone out there, social services, the government, churches, that can help you during this time. There is help.
Meantime, 15 teen boys to miss out on school next Wednesday. That's when the group's expected to appear before a magistrate on the charge of causing public disturbance. The pending court appearance, the end result of an incident at Doris Johnson Senior High last Friday. Now, according to Assistant Commissioner of Police, Dr. Chaswell Hanna, a school resource officer, or RSO, was able to manage the situation.
Parents, as I always say, speak with your students, speak with your children, search their bags before they leave school. Before they leave home, search their bags. When they come home from school, know who their friends are. Look at their cell phones. Don't allow them to bring cell phones to school because cell phones encourage students to behave disorderly because they want to record these events because they think it's cool. They want to put it on social media. We also ask parents not to come to the school to try and create a disturbance with the SRO or the school administrators. The school is a safe and sterile environment, and we have in the past charged parents for disorderly behavior for coming to the school.
Meantime, crisis center officials expressing grave concern over the apparent increase in attempted suicides among teens, particularly young boys. Desmond Saunders has the story.
Stress or
crisis in boys is a global phenomenon. It's not just happening here. If you look all around the world, there are issues with boys and young men having difficulties relating, feeling happy, feeling good about themselves.
Director of the National Crisis Center, Dr. Sandra Dean Patterson, believes the breakdown of the traditional family structure, child abuse in the home, and online bullying are contributing factors that have sparked the rise of attempted suicides. The troubling trend prompting the center to introduce intervention programs within the school system to tackle this issue.
And we've had kids who come here with all kinds of issues. We have one child who came to our literacy program and our counseling program, and then relocated to one of the family islands after he'd been doing it for about a year and a half. And he's now a prefect on the family island. So it's those kinds of stories that keep us going.
Dr. Patterson believes a targeted approach is needed to address this issue. She's also calling on communities to become more attentive to the emotional needs of men.
You know, big boys don't cry. You know, when we had if you constantly get that message, you know, put on your big boy pants. You know, you don't need to cry. You're not a girl. You know, and so boys aren't allowed to be in touch with their feelings. And what do they do with them? They stuff them. They internalize them. And then, of course, when they go to school and they get even more stress.
If you or someone you know has a mental illness, is struggling emotionally, or has concerns about his or her mental health, there are ways to help. You can call the center's 24-hour hotline at 328-0922. There's a Psychological Association hotline at 816-8799, or the mail hotline at 821-8123. Desmond Saunders, The Bahamas Tonight.
In other news this evening, 30% of House of Assembly representatives here in the Bahamas are women. By international standards, the goal is 50%. But why is that important? Well, because when women are underrepresented in politics, it undermines democracy, and the government cannot adequately reflect the interest of the entire population. Our women politicians are at the United Nations discussing this very issue. With the story is our Felicity Darville.
Even though the Bahamas has not arrived at its goal for women in the House of Assembly, our country has superseded that target in the upper house. We've had 6 women presidents of the Senate in the past 30 years since the Beijing Declaration. Our current president, Lachelle Adderley, spoke with ZNS News while at the United Nations headquarters in New York.
I'm very happy to say that with respect to the Bahamas Senate, over the last 30 years, woman president has actually reached a level of 86%. So we have by far exceeded that mark. And with respect to women in the Senate, with the appointment of our dear Senator J.Ann Major, we're now at 31%. Now, when we move over to the House of Assembly, there is the amount of women there, 7 dynamic women. However, the percentage there is 18%, and with respect to the women being in cabinet, it's at 23%. And so there needs to be additional work done to increase the participation of women in Parliament.
Senator Adderley spoke on a panel of parliamentarians at the Commission on the Status of Women Tuesday, where she shared insight on the way forward, which includes paving the way for younger parliamentarians like Senator J.Ann Major.
Women are definitely making strides in the Bahamas, and I'm proud to be part of an administration that is seeing women forward. And being in a place like this where you hear the strides of women still have to go in other countries, it makes me appreciate more how far we've come as Bahamian women in politics and as leaders in our various sectors in the Bahamas as well.
Cabinet Minister Lisa Ramming reflected on her own path to Parliament while in New York.
I initially started off as a police officer and ventured to be an attorney, and now a politician. The road was not easy. The road was actually not easy. However, it was worth it. Why? I didn't do it for myself. I did it for the women who think or who thought that it cannot happen, or like doors don't open for us. Doors do open. We just have to keep knocking. And you know, the Bible says that knock and it shall be open. And it never say how many times.
Well, these women are knocking and opening doors at the UN on behalf of all Bahamian women. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres said that women's rights are under attack. The poison of patriarchy is back, and it's back with a vengeance. But he said there is an antidote. And that antidote is action. From the UN headquarters for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Felicity Darvo.
A great job there, Felicity. Coming up, the process continues to rehabilitate offenders. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
This one? No. Hey, look, KFC has an incredible promo.
I already had that for lunch.
Oh.
Crunch your hunger cravings and satisfy the whole family with KFC bucket meals starting at just $20. Get freshly prepared golden fried chicken, buttery biscuits, and add your favorite large size. Bucket meals starting at just $20. KFC, finger licking good.
Whether you're crossing borders or navigating busy airports, with BTC's reliable data roaming, you're always in touch. In a fast-paced world, staying connected is key. Don't miss important moments. Stay connected effortlessly with BTC, wherever your journey takes you.
Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new. Signature, what's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know. Those pepper wings.
Now available at Popeyes in Nassau.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
You're looking at a shot there of the historic Fort Charlotte. Welcome back. Food security and how to reduce the country's food import bill. The conversation in all corners. And at the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services, an opportunity awaits for residents to do their part in this effort while also being given a shot at second chances. Here's Corvell Pfeiffer.
The Bahamas Department of Correctional Services pays around a jaw-dropping $3 million each year to feed its residents. And so an increase in the amount of layer chickens the facility has, says Commissioner Don Clare, can help to put a dent in that cost.
Eggs, that's to cook a meal of food for inmates. It's like about $50,000. That's the eggs. That's one meal. So it tells you, you know, the importance of this exercise here today.
BDOC's restarted its on-campus farm initiative almost 2 years ago. Cabbage, sweet potatoes, tomatoes, watermelons, pumpkins, carrots, and more are harvested. Officer Jason Lewis, at first a farming novice, now its biggest champion. He's working with residents to grow the program.
My dream is for it to be like how it was in yesteryear. I was told that our institution used to provide products for the whole of the eastern area of New Providence. We need to get back there.
Agriculture and Marine Resources Minister Jomo Campbell and National Security Minister Wayne Monroe presented BDOCs with agricultural supplies and the announcement of 100 layer chickens. Both agree it's a step towards rehabilitation and eventually, for many, reintegration.
Today's donation is a part of an even broader strategy. By equipping BDOCs with egg-laying chickens and agricultural resources, we are not only reducing the cost burden on the taxpayers, but are also creating a sustainable food source within the institution.
All of them are very keen to get their lives back on track. And so we look forward to for the technical cooperation that will teach them not how to catch a fish, but how to nurture chickens and grow some produce.
Presently, there's just under 2 acres of land being used for this project, but as the Minister of National Security readily points out, there's a lot of space for a lot more. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corvell Pfeiffer.
Well, National Security Minister, the Honorable Wayne Munro, says rehabilitation of offenders continues to be a priority, and he sees this as necessary to ensure inmates are equipped with the skills necessary to re-enter society.
There are 1,500 inmates currently at BDOCs, of which 1,018 are sentenced. The others are on remand. And of the sentenced, 985, or 97%, have a release date. So 985 persons in that facility have been given a date that they're expected to be released. The importance, therefore, on focusing on rehabilitation must be noted.
The National Security Minister also addressed concerns about in-person visits at BDOCs.
We follow advice from correctional experts. And the advice is that an inmate should have the option of a video visitation as often as he wishes. And so that's what is being done and set up. Persons are coming in, meeting, being registered for video visitation.
Demolition exercises to eliminate unregulated communities throughout the country expected to resume in the coming weeks. Works Minister the Honorable Clay Sweeting confirming to reporters Monday that 30-day notices have been sent out advising residents in several locations to vacate those properties. However, no indication from the minister about exactly which sites have been chosen or when exactly the exercises will happen.
We're still continuing with that. You should see, I think, in January, early January, we did a demolition. We have given a few locations their 30-day notice. So in the next few weeks, you should see another location that we're dealing with.
Minister Sweeting also commenting on the streets in desperate need of repair. Drivers' frustrations mounting as potholes and other road challenges increase by the day. Work to repair many of the country's roadways is underway. In the meantime, the minister is asking the motoring public for a little more patience.
We're paving double the amount of mileage that usually is paved, and not just New Providence, but throughout the country. I mean, we have new roads going in South Andros, Central Andros, North Andros, South Eleuthera, Central Eleuthera, Abaco, Grand Bahama, Long Island. So we're doing a lot of road work, much more than was done in the past, and you'll see other areas continue to get paved.
Well, 7 contractors, Sweeting says, got the job for the existing works going on in multiple locations across the country. Smaller contracts should soon be awarded, he says, as the extensive project nears its final stages.
So in a few more months, probably a month or two, you'll see another tender go out for persons to bid on arterial roads to be paved, so you could let small contractors look at for that. But yeah, we're paving a lot more than normally in the province.
All over in the Family Islands, not only are Exuma motorists welcoming the smoother roads with open arms, so are many businesses there, and rightly so, as the previous dilapidated roads were bad for business. Altavis Munnings tells us more.
Officials from most of the businesses adjacent to Exuma's Georgetown International Airport are exceptionally welcoming the island's road improvement project. Take, for instance, Thompson's Car Rental. Office manager Lathansis McKenzie reminisced on the broken rims and damaged vehicles that would be returned from drivers enduring the previous dilapidated roads.
They hadn't had to worry about a flat tire because previous times, some of the return customers, they always be afraid that, of the potholes and flat tires. But so far, everything has been going good. It helped us pretty well.
The same is being said right next door at Airport Car Rental. With 200 vehicles in its fleet, business for the past 30 years from its mix of residents and visitors has been good. And operations manager Taro Ferguson credits the upgraded roads for making a significant difference.
At night, I used to get calls myself personally with clients getting flat tires and having to deal with it personally. So it's been a big blessing for us. and less headache. A lot of cars came back with dented rims, issues where clients would swerve off the road, go into the bushes, so it's made less situations with that happening.
Exuma's taxi drivers would tell you they're the happiest residents on the island right now, all thanks to that road improvement. The two most senior taxi drivers, Exuma natives Luther Roll and Roland Ferguson, who have a combined 115 years of service, say they refuse to go back to the way things used to be.
Since they start to repave the road, it's perfect. Even the one in Georgetown that lately done just before the Christmas, that is perfect.
God have been able to could fix a flat on the road where you get it, or if you did, the spare didn't work, that was you know. But now it's from one way to the other. Sometimes I just leave the spare tire home.
Bahama Striping officials boast they're 1 year ahead of its completion schedule date, and Exuma residents say they can't wait until the new roads can be enjoyed throughout the entire island. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Altaviz Munnings.
Stay with us. There's more to come in the National Report.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
What if I told you Wendy's has a new burger? With a flavor so secret, it's almost too delicious to handle. Well, now it's time to unlock that flavor. Try the new sweet and smoky barbecue cheeseburger. We can't tell you everything, but we can tell you that it's packed with flavor, including our secret barbecue sauce. Try the new sweet and smoky barbecue cheeseburger today. Available for a limited time. Limited time.
We're here at the Nassau Village Community Center project, where over the past 17 months, we've hired over 20 Bahamian subcontractors to bring this beautiful project to fruition.
I've been living in Nassau Village for more than 19 years, and to see a project like this bring great joy and pride to me.
This state-of-the-art multi-purpose community center will serve as a crime-fighting initiative in the community. Also help with the education of our kids in this community and a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, and it also shows what we as Bahamians can achieve when we work hand in hand with each other.
We have the technical know-how, and we can pretty much deliver on any project here in the Bahamas or in the world.
Bahamasair Striping, a Bahamian company, they prove that they believe in Bahamians.
Based on the outcome of this project, I don't think they're disappointed in giving a small person an opportunity to do a job such as this.
The more opportunity they get, the more opportunity we will get.
If you look around and see the work done so far, it just shows what we as Bahamians can do.
Calling all Alive Fiber basketball fans. Get ready to experience the NBA Finals live. You can enter an all-expense-paid trip to not one, but two NBA Finals games. It's simple. Just sign up for our Alive NBA League Pass or Infinite Sports X package by May 16th. Stay connected, enjoy blazing fast internet, and score your chance to witness the NBA action up close. Don't miss out. Visit AliveFiber.com and take your shot at NBA glory. Terms and conditions apply. It's good to be alive.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code. Select your payment amount and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
Well, it may not look that way now, but work on the much-talked-about Royal Beach Club is well underway. Our Danielle Dean and our cameraman were taken on a tour to track the site's progress amid transparency and environmental concerns.
A quick ferry ride to the Paradise Island site revealing a lot of rubble, orange safety netting, at least 3 tractors, the foundation for 6 bathrooms, and nearly 300 subcontractors hard at work on the Royal Beach Club. Long hours day in and day out, and officials say the multi-million-dollar project is almost halfway there. But a project this elaborate raises questions. Just last week, Royal Caribbean Group Bahamas president Philip Simon was compelled to address allegations of a lack in transparency about the nationality of workers. Earlier today, those questions centered on environmental concerns.
The site looks very bare. It looks like dirt, but that was planned because we had to move all the trees off-site.
Environmental enthusiasts wondered why. And according to Janine Bullard, principal of JSS Environmental Consulting Agency,
we took them to a site on New Providence, and where we're maintaining them, they are being watered and fertilized, and we did have some losses, which is due to stress of removing them. But the site was also very infested with different types of diseases as well as insects.
After being nursed back to health, the trees are expected to be part of the Beach Club's plant palette. Simon also insists the company has no intention of wavering from its promise to hire strictly Bahamian.
We hope to accommodate anywhere from 3,500 to 3,800 guests, maximum on a daily basis. That number can change depending, obviously, on the number of ships in port.
The project that promises a 49 to 51% split between the government and Royal Caribbean is set to be completed late November. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Well, LaDawn and Marlena join us live for a sneak peek of Access Now. Ladies?
Well, Crystal, let me tell you, we've been reporting about eggs for a few days now, and I think Milena and I are hungry, but I want to ask you as well, and Milena, how do you like your eggs cooked?
It doesn't matter, really. Scrambled or boiled, not poached. I think so. Either way, either of the two ways.
Milena?
I feel like I'm coming in on the opposite spectrum. If I have to cook it myself, it's like cheesy scrambled eggs, but if I'm ordering it, then it's eggs Royale. It's like eggs Benedict, but with smoked salmon, if you're feeling fancy.
All right, I'm good about you. The Filipino scrambled eggs for the turkey.
Okay.
Yes.
Salad with a passport. Come on.
Yes.
Sounds delightful. Stay with us. You'll hear more about that. Stay with us. You'll hear more about that. The National Report is back after the break.
Diet-friendly special.
Is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
For success. If you're looking for the perfect place to shape up your life, you ain't gotta look no further, just head to BTVI. You can build from foundation, they'll give you all the tools
to design a better future, the one that's best for you.
Go get a jump start on your dream career. What are you waiting for? You have no time to spare.
BTVI for all of your professional needs. BTVI teaching you the steps to succeed.
The building blocks for you to get a brand new start.
Enhance your skills today and sign up for a course.
BTVI, yeah. Charting the course for success.
And that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Get the glow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. God, that's good enough to eat, and it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, and it's good to grow.
The
The Bahamas Department of Correctional Services is now home to 100 new feathered residents, layer hens donated by the Department of Agriculture. Additionally, the department donated a number of agricultural supplies to the facility. Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources Jomo Campbell says the goal of this initiative is part of the government's broader push for food security and self-sufficiency.
Today's donation is a part of an even broader strategy. By equipping bee dogs with egg-laying chickens and agricultural resources, we are not only reducing the cost burden on the taxpayers, but are also creating a sustainable food source within the institution. This will help ease the financial strain that the Commissioner mentioned associated with feeding inmates.
The initiative was welcome news to National Security Minister Wayne Monroe, who says he's hoping that the facility can also assist with the ongoing Golden Youth program.
Mr. Campbell, we've already looked at where that house could be. That could be a part of the Golden Youth. We've already looked at it. Mr. Clare has scoped it out. There's more than enough space. And if you look at all of the construction going on here, we have some of the best contractors. I think 3 of them who were with us for a while. And so, I don't want to say I'm ungrateful for the 100, but we will be coming back to try and be a part of that Golden Yolk program.
Officials say this donation provides an opportunity for rehabilitation. Minister Campbell says the Department of Agriculture will also provide technical expertise to ensure the program's success. Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Kendia Smith.
At RBC, we're proud to support Alive's Ultimate Business Makeover campaign for a second year. We know that micro, small, and medium businesses are vital to our economy. They drive innovation, and more importantly, they create jobs. By investing in their growth, we're fostering economic success, and together we can pave the road to a thriving business community.
RBC is boasting a sunny side up as it announces its first ever solar cart. Some electrifying news there.
Plus, it's time for the Atlantis Wine and Food Festival, so patrons are looking for a tasty good time in paradise. Details are ahead.
Greater Glory Carriers are all about food and clothing drive in the season of Lent that church will be giving.
And coming up in sports, VJ Edgecombe wins Big 12 Freshman of the Year.
Tonight, access now starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now.
Well, it's day 2, Marlena. How's it going?
It's going great, LaDawn. I had a really warm welcome from everyone yesterday, and now I'm feeling like family. You know, it's the real hill thriller. So I'm good to go.
That is fantastic. And with that said, let's dive right into the news, shall we? Officials worldwide say the planet is in danger due to climate change while doing their part. And no matter how small, to combat the issue is a self-proclaimed leaders in personal banking services. Danielle Dean has a story.
RBC making an environmentally safe change to their headquarters.
We are really proud of our solar carport that we recently constructed. We have been on a journey now with helping to accelerate our transition to a more green economy.
Some of the major benefits associated with the structure are its capacity to charge electric vehicles, its high durability, and its ability to provide independent non-electrical power supply, thus reducing cost.
That reduction is going to be anywhere around possibly 15%. So it's really a great news story for us. The amount of energy that we're going to actually be able to reduce will help with not only reducing carbon emissions as well as air pollutants. And so overall, it's a wonderful news story, not only for RBC, but also for the Bahamas and our environment.
The managing director looks forward to making more changes to the bank for the sake of the environment, thanks to this major step.
Across the Caribbean, we've established an ESG committee actually to help and focus on mainly on climate and sustainability issues, that are pertinent to our region.
Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
International Women's Month recognizes resilience, strength, and the contribution of women in every sphere of life, including the workplace, home, the community, and the world stage. Recently, while at an event recognizing the Women's Day, Commissioner of Police Shanta Knowles addressed domestic violence. Our West Calix Forbes was there.
The energy in the room was electric as women from all walks of life gathered to uplift, empower, and inspire one another. The event featured an impressive lineup of speakers who tackled everything from breaking barriers in business to self-care secrets. This event was attended by several notable figures, and a major highlight of the night was recognizing Lady Marguerite Penling, who was honored for her contribution to women's empowerment and the national development. As the night continued, Commissioner of Police Shanta Knowles' speech set the tone for the evening, that it was not just about recognizing women's achievement, but also confronting the harsh realities that they still face. The message was clear: gender-based violence is a crisis that demands immediate attention.
Bahamas, the statistics paint a daunting picture. According to a report presented at the 2023 United Nations General Assembly, approximately 1 in 4 women in the Bahamas will experience physical or sexual violence in their lifetime. This report highlights a particularly concerning trend where 65% of women who reported physical violence described it as severe, including acts of slapping, choking, kicking and burning, beating about the body, and the use of weapons.
According to the cross-section data analysis of the Research and Policies Branch of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, domestic violence plays a factor in violent offenses such as assault, causing harm, threats of death, and attempted suicide. In 2024, females were the victim of 74% of these cases. The Research and Policy Branch also noted that sexual violence against women and girls remains significantly high in the Bahamas.
They summarized that sexual offenses such as rape and unlawful sexual intercourse are amongst the most reported crimes against women. Of the 46 unlawful sexual intercourse cases flagged as domestic related in 2024, 98% were female victims, and 30% were at the hands of an intimate partner.
As the night wrapped up, the energy remained high, with attendees leaving the event feeling inspired, motivated, and ready to tackle the world. But the question remains, will the urgent call for change translate into real action? Or will another year pass with more women falling into victims of violence while others watch in silence? For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Wes Calix Forbes.
Good story there, Wes. Well, some of the world's top culinary offerings and exquisite dining venues to be featured at this year's Atlantis Paradise Island Wine and Food Festival. Organizers are billing this event as the best ever, with award-winning chefs and top acts by Shaggy, Pavement, and much more. Managing Director for the Atlantis Resort is Audrey Oswell.
We're really excited about it this year. Fortunately or unfortunately, a lot of events are already sold out, but we have our regulars like Michael White, who has our restaurant Peranza, Jose Andres, who has fish, and then we have some special guests. Bobby Flay is coming this year, Alon Shire, who has salon for us, and a lot of special guests and surprises this year. So, and the event expands every year, and we're excited to see that happen.
Local Bahamian restaurateurs and talent will take the spotlight. The festival will raise awareness for the resort's Atlantis Blue Project Foundation, which works to protect and preserve marine wildlife and endangered areas of the Caribbean.
We invite a lot of local chefs also, so it's not just Atlanta chefs and it's not just celebrity chefs from around the world. We also invite a lot of the local chefs. There's chefs that have restaurants here and some that work at other properties. So it's an opportunity for us to celebrate the culinary experience that's available in the Bahamas. And you know, I mean, I've been in the Bahamas for 12 years now, and I've seen it grow so much over the last 12 years. And for people that have always lived here, I'm sure it's grown a lot more in the years that they've been here from the early days. And it's just an opportunity for us to celebrate and for people to show their talent.
Over 40 vibrant art pieces, sculptures, and murals depicting various themes now occupy the halls of the Central Bank of the Bahamas. The institution, known for its art and cultural footprint, features the work of local high school students and more well-known Bahamian artists. Assistant curator at the Central Bank, Ivana Gator, says the event providing added exposure to the emerging talent.
This gives us an opportunity to have high school students, novices that are doing a really wonderful job, come into the gallery, have their first showing for many of them, and be able to speak and interact with professional artists. And honestly, it's been just such a lovely thing to bear witness to.
At its core, the exhibit explores critical societal themes, evoking strong emotions while pushing the boundaries of social and cultural norms. This particular art piece drawing attention to the recent slaying of 12-year-old Adriel Maxey, who was brutally slayed last year.
Many artists are speaking to things that are happening in real time in society, and so we actually have two submissions here on display in the gallery that are referencing Adriel Maxey's unfortunate passing, and one to my left is by Tanisha Pratt, who wrote the poem You Hem Me In, and it is referencing just this very unfortunate societal ill in our country.
Submissions for the exhibit, dubbed All Together Now, are also open for local creatives to showcase their work, which continues to promote local artistic expression.
We're really actually looking for and accepting submissions that are film. So we have a lot of film submissions, documentaries, poetry, and animation, and so many other digital media submissions. And so it's been evolving in a really beautiful way. The competitions have just always been the core of the art and culture program here at the bank. And what we do is when we have these open calls for submissions, and then we have this culminating exhibition, this time it actually has been since 2013 that we have combined the exhibitions. And so this gives us an opportunity to have high school students, novices that are doing a really wonderful job, come into the gallery, have their first showing for many of them, and be able to speak and interact with professional artists. And honestly, it's been just such a lovely thing to bear witness to.
Very interesting story there, Desmond. While in the season of Lent, parishioners of the Greater Glory Carriers Ministries on Wolf Road and Palm Avenue are doing their part to provide a hot, hearty breakfast and clothing to about 500 Bahamians in the community they serve. The drive took place on the church's grounds recently, and a series of drives will take place throughout the year. Pastor Dr. Clinton Josie talked about the drive's overall success and how you can give back.
We would have been receiving a lot of men's clothes this time because a number of men in our community would have been reaching out for those kinds of things, for a job, for interviews, and for different visitations that they have to do. Certainly we've gotten some baby items. We certainly need more of the baby items to support the growing number of concerns and need in that area. A lot of lady clothes, a lot of ladies' clothing. We would have gotten a tremendous support with that. When we talk about business suits, casual suits as well, pants and shirts and blouses and so forth. And certainly for our boys, we also had a low turnover with our boys.
With a major hunger need in our country, Pastor Josie says it's only fitting for clergymen and their members to come out of the four walls of the church and help those who need it.
We ought to feed those who are hungry, give to those who are thirsty, visit those who are shut in, who are sick in hospital rooms, and visit those who are in prison, also the widows. So definitely this is scripturally grounded and biblically founded. Definitely is, and in this area here, that this catchment area that we're in, the need is huge. In our country, a lot of persons are going. Some students go on just the welfare lunch that the government might give them. all right? And when they go home, there is no solid balanced meal.
And still to come, Pamela Gomez joins us tonight to talk about her new book, so keep it locked.
On this International Women's Day, we celebrate the unstoppable diaspora of Bahamian women who are not just breaking barriers, but are accelerating action for a better world. Every breakthrough we make moves us closer to saving lives. When we empower young minds, we pave the way for future leaders. When we fight for climate justice, we accelerate environmental sustainability. When we push our limits, we break records in sports. When we use our art as our voice, we accelerate the narratives that every story matters. And when we use our diverse minds for innovation, we accelerate representation in STEM fields. Women are at the forefront of change, innovation, and inspiration. Together, we can accelerate progress in every corner of society. Let's celebrate, uplift, and accelerate action, because together, we are unstoppable.
Welcome back. You're watching Access Now. There goes a fantastic shot by our steady-handed drone pilot, Neville Smith. You're looking at a breathtaking shot of the Albany area. Good job, Nev. Well, now let's take a flight down to Exuma to see exactly what's going on.
Although the price of eggs has declined here in New Providence, Family Island food store owners are hoping the same can be afforded to them. Altavi's Munnings visited two of Exuma's main grocery stores for a reaction. Here's the story.
$16 for carton egg, what happened? You can't even afford to buy egg. Not only you can't buy food. Good thing I farming.
And that resident is among many Exuma residents who are not pleased with the current price of eggs. We're here at Smitty's Mart in Georgetown, and the large eggs cost $16.30, while the medium eggs cost $13.95. Manager here at Smitty's, Craig Parodi, is hoping the prices go down soon.
I wouldn't say they're flying off the shelf, but they are moving.
And are residents complaining about the high prices?
Some of them, but most people seem to just understand what's going on with the egg situation.
Prime Island Meats General Manager Kevin George replenished his stock of eggs before business opened on Wednesday, and by 10 a.m., half of it was already gone. Eggs at this location cost $13.75.
Restaurants need them, people need them for their kids and stuff, and baking. And we have directly behind us here, we have a restaurant that does a lot of baking and stuff. So she's always looking for eggs. So when we're out, we hear it, you know. So, but they're moving very quickly.
Do you anticipate the price of eggs going down anytime soon here?
Not anytime soon, but that's going to be predicated off of what happens in the United States, because everybody here, there's very limited amount of eggs sourced in the area, in the Bahamas. Most of the eggs come out of the U.S., out of the Caribbean, lower Caribbean. So wherever you're getting your eggs, if you're getting them out of the U.S., you're going to pay for them. And that's unfortunate, but it is what it is for right now. And that price won't go down until we see a reduction there first for us here.
Agriculture and Marine Resources Minister, the Honorable Jomo Campbell, told our news team that a proposal was presented to the government for assistance through the Bahamas Agricultural Health and Safety Authority, and he pledged the government's commitment to help Family Island food stores in any way they can.
And many Exuma residents say they cannot wait until the day when the price of eggs becomes more affordable. Reporting from Smitty's Mart in Georgetown, Exuma, with my colleague Randy Knowles for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Altavi's Munnings.
Great story there, Alto. Let's turn things over to Marlena, who is standing by with author Pamela Gomez. Marlena?
Thanks, LaDawn. I hope those Exuma grocers get exactly what they want. Well, tonight we sit and chat with author Pamela Gomez, who has just launched her book titled Strong Bahamian Women, Icons and Legends. Pamela, welcome to Access Now.
Thank you, Marlena.
Thank you for joining us. Now, we were talking a little bit before we came on, and obviously I've got this passion for screenwriting. You're a published author. The thing that has in common is the passion for writing. What inspired you to start writing?
Well, Marlena, believe it or not, it happened on the evening news. I was watching the evening news, ZNS, and sitting on my couch, there was a story about Dame Janet Bostwick's 40th anniversary. They were at Sappadilla, an event sponsored by, put on by Leslie Miller Bryce, and the room was filled with women. And they were from all walks of life. There were some men there too, but they all celebrated this giant of a woman. And there was another story with Lady Pinling celebrating her 90th birthday. And I said to myself, who's recording this? Who's writing this story? And then I thought to myself, none other than me. I'm gonna do this. And I started journaling. And that was the start of the book in 2022, I think it was.
Amazing. I remember that day. That was actually one of my first assignments as a reporter, and it was such a cool thing to be a part of.
Wow.
Just coming into news and being surrounded by it was such amazing energy in there. So
yes.
For that to be what inspired this book, it's just absolutely amazing. And then obviously for it to be getting launched around International Women's Day, it's so timely. What inspired that?
Well, I served as director on the Bahamas Maritime Authority back in 2018, I think it was, under the chairmanship of now Madam Justice Denise Lewis Johnson. And we had something for the first time called Maritime Week. And that week ended around the time of International Women's Day, and we put on a symposium. I happened to be the host, and we got so many positive remarks, and we made history by highlighting women in maritime at that time. Two of them, Isabella Jones and Juanita, her last name escapes me right now, but they both worked out of London, Bahamas Maritime Authority office, and the response was wonderful. And I said, you know, I need to do something again on International Women's Day. And this book has been in the making for 2 years, and every time that anniversary, or that date rolled around, I was not able to do it. I had some challenges while writing the book, so I had to postpone it. So this year, yes.
We're here now. Now, can you tell us just a little bit about just a couple of some of the strong Bahamian women we can expect to see highlighted in the book?
Well, I would not leave my mother out. She was the one who, inspired me most of all. She's from West End, Grand Bahama, a family of 12. Siblings, and they're also highlighted in the book. Then there is some persons you know and some you don't know, but each person has impacted my life in some way, form, or fashion.
Amazing.
There's Lady Wallace Whitfield. She's been a tower of strength for me and inspiration. There's Wally Robinson, who was a realtor in Grand Bahama. Not many people know of her, but she was a powerhouse within herself. Telsina Coakley, she passed away during the book. She allowed me to spend 3 hours with her, interviewing her for this book, and she asked me to write her bio.
Amazing.
I almost passed in December when she passed.
Oh.
It was heartbreaking, but it inspired me to go on, finish the book, because I had put it down due to a personal health issue I had.
Mm-hmm.
And when that happened, I picked it up again, and yeah.
Well, I think this book is going to inspire a lot of people, but of course they need to get it first. So can you tell us where you got it, where we can go get it?
Well, actually, today it's available on Amazon in 3 forms: hard copy, paperback, and ebook. There's no longer any copies in Nassau. I had a few published in Nassau, but they went all went on Saturday.
Oh, there
the book
you have
sells
it.
for $56 paperback and $65 hardback, landed in Nassau.
Perfect. Well, Pamela, thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you on the show tonight. Head over to get your online copy since there's no more left here, but I definitely want to get one, so I'll be on there tonight making sure I get mine. Thank you so much for joining us, and stay tuned. Let's check in with Total Sports to see what's coming up.
Vijay Ajikam named Big 12 Freshman of the Year. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
Hi, I'm Brent Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales at CBS Bahamas and the CBS Pro Store. Not only do we guarantee the best prices on all your favorite building materials, but we're proud to offer the best delivery program in all of Nassau. Whether you buy one box of screws or a truckload of plywood, island-wide delivery is just $5. And for our Family Island customers, we're proud to offer complimentary drop-off to the mailboat of your choice. Visit us today at the CBS Pro Store on Robinson Road and check out our website to set up your next delivery.
For more than 30 years, thousands have attended the annual Bahamas Bridal Show to enjoy a spectacular fashion show, fun and games, food and champagne, and $30,000 in prizes, including honeymoons. On Sunday, March 23rd at Grand Hyatt Bahamasair, come see the reason the Bahamas Bridal Show is the ultimate experience for weddings and special events. Show tickets, $75. Call 421-9783 or visit bahamasevents.net.
Welcome to your Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. A major accolade for Bahamian collegiate basketball player VJ Edgecombe. After a strong first season for the Baylor Bears, the Bimini native was named as the Big 12 Conference Freshman of the Year on Monday, headlining 3 Bears receiving all Big 12 recognitions. In addition, Edgecombe was named to the All Big 12 Freshman team and the All Big 12 Second team. Edgecombe lived up to his preseason billing as one of the top first-year players in all of college basketball. Edgecombe averaged 15 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals per game, while shooting 43.8% from the field and 35% from three-point range. He was second on the team in scoring and assists and led the team in steals. He led all freshmen in the conference in scoring and finished third among freshmen in rebounds and assists. VJ and Baylor set to make their Big 12 tournament debut on Wednesday. Track news, the University of Bahamas Mingo's men's track and field team turned in a great performance to open its international season at St. Thomas University at their Under the Lights meet over the weekend. The men's 4x4 team picked up a second place finish, finishing in 3 minutes 21.63 seconds. Newcomer freshman Kendall Cooper took 4th in the javelin with a personal best of 49.33 meters. Another newcomer and freshman, Samuel Corbin, took 6th in the shot put competition with a throw of 11.16 meters. Head coach Ednal Roll impressed with the team's performance.
It was a great opener for us. We're particularly excited about the new freshmen, in particular Kendall Cooper, who would have thrown a lifetime best in the javelin. He has been steadily improving. Usually with their first collegiate meet, tends to be a little, tension, fear of competing with these bigger guys. And I think he stepped up really well. I'm excited about the remaining of the season because, we have some more collegiate meets to go. And this is a great start with us starting with 5 season bests and 2 personal bests.
And that's been a look at your sports on this Tuesday. A check on weather when we return.
Grand Bahama, it's that time again. The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture presents the 2025 Grand Bahama New Year's Day Junior Joe Canoe Parade, March 15th at 5:30 p.m. West Explorers Way, Post Office Parade Road. There will be food, drink, but most of all, Joe Canoe. Come out and cheer on all your favorite schools, preschools, primary schools, junior high, all age and secondary schools. Who will be deemed the champions? Only one way to find out. Be there. Oh, yeah.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
It's time for your Access weather forecast. A cold front raced through the Bahamas last night, and it's now residing in the southeast Bahamas, but will exit the area later on tonight and eventually dissipate, but is leaving behind a cold stream of northwesterly winds, which will see temperatures drop into the 50s in some parts of the northwest Bahamas later on tonight. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Live Business, where we simply bulk up your business. For all areas, the winds are going to be northwest at 12 to 18 knots, wave heights down 3 to 6 feet, but caution flags remain in place. And tomorrow, as we head into the middle of the week, we expect light and variable winds in the northwestern islands with flat sea conditions. High tide will occur at 7:33 in the morning with a low tide at 1:54 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands, the winds northerly at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And then on Thursday, we'll see the winds pick up just slightly out of the southeast at 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Tide-wise, it will be high at 8:12 in the morning on Thursday with the low tide at 2:30 in the afternoon. And for the southeast Bahamas, you can expect the winds to come out of the east at 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Trying to catch a vibe.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Ladon and Malia.
Thanks a lot, Basil. Some beautiful spring weather outside. Malena, what are your thoughts on spring?
You know, not much changes. We still have the beautiful flowers and beautiful weather. I'm just waiting for the water to get warm enough to get into it, a beach. That's all I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But before I get carried away with spring, let's turn things over to Matea Cunningham and let's talk socials.
Today we're talking about a viral moment that got some feeling blue. Can you guess it? If you guessed Dairy Queen's newest Crunch and Cookie Cone Dip, if you didn't catch the memo, it's blue. With a color as eye-catching as that, are you surprised that customers flock to Dairy Queen franchises with no time to spare? I mean, even Dairy Queen Bahamas had to issue a graphic stating that most of their Nassau locations were sold out of the product due to a heightened demand. Anywho, the social birds have been giving some mixed reviews, some saying that it's flavorful and the texture packs an enjoyable punch, others stating that it simply tastes like blue candle wax. Take a look at these reviews.
Reviewing Dairy Queen's new Crunch and Cookie flavor. Let's start with the cone. I got a side of Oreos with it. That is so good. The ice cream is so creamy, and the hard chocolate shell has these crunchy bits in it. Let's dip it in the Oreos. That is fantastic.
The way you guys come on this app and lie unprovoked, it needs to be studied. It needs to be studied. And I fall for it every single time. It tastes like nothing. I'm not lying to you. It tastes like sugar. It's supposed to be cookies and cream. It's supposed to taste like cookies and cream. It tastes like nothing. It's disgusting. It's not disgusting. It's just boring. It's plain. It's Oreo McFlurry tastes better than this.
Now, for those who were responsible for the ridiculously long Dairy Queen lines this weekend, if you tried the treat, how was it? Was it worth the hype? Or was it simply another trend going rampant? Let me know, because I'm getting mine next. I'm Matea. Thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk Socials. Have a good one.
And I'm sure Malena and I are going to get ours as well, right?
Yeah. That's a big range.
Well, that's a wrap for us tonight, Malena.
Well, 2 down and 3 to go.
Yes.
Stay tuned for the rundown with Clint Watson.
Good night, everybody.
What does disability look like? In a busy airport terminal? At the check-in counter? At security checkpoints? Or even in baggage claim? Passengers with hidden disabilities often go unnoticed. Globally, 1 in 7 persons have some form of a disability. 80% of those disabilities are non-visible. In an airport environment, workers are often unaware of hidden physical, mental, or neurological disabilities that some passengers live with. This can lead to frustration and a less than ideal travel experience. So, how do we make the invisible more visible? At LPIA, we've implemented the Sunflower Lanyard program. The lanyards are visual cues for airport workers to immediately identify passengers who might need additional assistance. NAD is teaming up with the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities and key stakeholders at LPIA to launch the internationally recognized initiative. We're joining more than 180 airports and 26 countries already in the program. NAD is the first organization in the Bahamas to recognize the Sunflower Initiative. It's a way to show our continued commitment to making LPIA a safe, welcoming, and inclusive airport for all. Passengers needing to secure a free sunflower lanyard can email sunflower@nas.bs or call 1242-397-8600. For more information, visit www.nassauLPIA.com.
On this International Women's Day, we celebrate the unstoppable diaspora of Bahamian women who are not just breaking barriers, but are accelerating action for a better world. Every breakthrough we make moves us closer to saving lives. When we empower young minds, we pave the way for future leaders. When we fight for climate justice, we accelerate environmental sustainability. When we push our limits, we break records in sports. When we use our art as our voice, we accelerate the narratives that every story matters. And when we use our diverse minds for innovation, we accelerate representation in STEM fields. Women are at the forefront of change, innovation, and inspiration. Together, we can accelerate progress in every corner of society. Let's celebrate, uplift, and accelerate action, because together, we are unstoppable.
Okay, Grand Bahama, it's that time again. The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture presents the 2025 Grand Bahama New Year's Day Junior Joke Canoe Parade, March 15th at 5:30 p.m. West Explorers Way, Post Office Parade Road. There will be food, drink, but most of all, Joke Canoe. Come out and cheer on all your favorite schools, preschools, primary schools, junior high, all age and secondary schools. Who will be deemed the champions? Only one way to find out. Be there. Oh, yeah.
We are here in the time of need. There's no discrimination. The mission is to relieve the suffering. We volunteer, we deliver care. With donors and partners, we're always here to turn compassion into action. Protecting life and health with our training throughout the year. We empower to heal the world. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas. Community farming for food security. Climate programs suited for our island country. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas.
This message brought to you by the Bahamas Red Cross Society in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
At Harold One, I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.
The Rundown is brought to you by Commonwealth Brewery Limited.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the show. It's great to have you with us again. Well, not at all the kind of attention, if any, residents of an exclusive gated community seek to attract. Just before 11 this morning, a team of police officers sprang into action and headed to a marina in the area of Ocean Club Estates. Once there, this is all they needed to launch an investigation. Take a look.
An employee was cleaning debris from waters at the dock of the marina when he discovered a fetus in a bag. Police would like to say that we do not know where the origin of this bag came from. However, what we want to do is appeal to the Bahamian public at large. If you have any information in reference to this matter, to please come to the police and assist us in this investigation so that though a person may need medical assistance and that person can get that medical assistance.
Now, due to the incident's sensitive nature, police couldn't reveal the fetal age or state. However, they did disclose they're awaiting the results of an autopsy report and that the coroner has taken charge of the investigation. Today's incident, a sobering reminder of what happened just last May when a fetus was found in the trash can off a service station's restroom here in the capital.
I would say to mothers, there is always help. Reach out for help. There is someone out there, social services, the government, churches, that can help you during this time. There is help.
Now, of course, this conversation raises serious concern, and I want to focus on that for a few seconds because obviously there's somebody crying out for help. When we see this kind of matter happening, a fetus being left alone, it makes you wonder the condition of the mother, obviously, whether she's seeking medical help or whether that was indeed the place where she delivered the fetus or whether the fetus was just thrown there, unfortunately. But obviously speaks to a bigger issue. Somebody is troubled, somebody's going through a difficult time, and that they believe that was the recourse that they should have. It's a cry out for help, and we need to be able to reach out to our young people. And so we continue to urge and make the clarion call. If you know someone, as the police have said, if you know someone or know any information connected to this matter, please reach out to police or reach out to a pastor or somebody you can trust, and let's get help. It's unfortunate that fetus was never able to come to fruition, to life, because of what transpired. But obviously there's somebody feeling desperate enough that was their way out. And again, we say there is a way out. That doesn't have to be so detrimental there. Another story of great concern tonight. 15 teen boys to miss out on school next Wednesday, and here's why. That's when the group is expected to appear before a magistrate on the charge of causing public disturbance. 15 of them. The pending court appearance is the end result of an incident at Doris Johnson Senior High School last Friday. Now, according to Assistant Police Commissioner for School Policing, Dr. Charles Wilhanna, a school resource officer was able to manage the situation.
Parents, as I always say, speak with your students, speak with your children, search their bags before they leave school. Before they leave home, search their bags. When they come home from school, know who their friends are. Look at their cell phones. Don't allow them to bring cell phones to school because cell phones encourage students to behave disorderly because they want to record these events because they think it's cool. They want to put it on social media. We also ask parents not to come to the school to try and create a disturbance with the SRO or the school administrators. The school is a safe and sterile environment, and we have in the past charged parents for disorderly behavior for coming to the school.
And Dr. Hanna just gave you a long laundry list of things that you need to do to check with your child. How about we just start here? Can you take responsibility for your bad child? How about we just start there? I think too often we push the blame elsewhere, but where it should be. Parents, you are responsible for that, Lord, I can't call them creature, but you're responsible for the individuals that are involved in the issues they're involved in. You are responsible, right? You can't blame nobody on your child. You can't say they blame your child. You can't say, oh, the bad influence of my child. You have to be able to say, I'm responsible for the outcome of my child. That means you have to do what you need to do as a parent to ensure your children respect the law and don't get involved in criminal elements. How much times are we going to say this, and how many people are we going to blame? How many times are we going to say society? How many times are we going to say the school? Or, you know, we have to just take responsibility as parents for our children and their actions. And that means spending time to understand what they're doing and why they're doing it. You can't just be a shelter where the child comes home to sleep and you don't know anything about their life. Please, parents, take responsibility for your children and for their actions. You are the sole proprietor, I could say, or the sole custodial of your child. It's not the teacher's responsibility, it's not the principal's responsibility, it's not the police responsibility, it's not the community club responsibility, it's not the church responsibility. Those are support agencies to help what you do. But the main person responsible for your child, guess what? If you didn't know before, it's you. You are responsible. You are the one who take charge of your child and determine whether or not they go on a path of excellence or they become a nuisance to society. So the clarion call tonight is for parents. And if you have a challenge being able to take care of your child, or if you need help taking care of your child, then ask for help. Don't just sit there and punish and have your children running wild, and then you got to go to court with them next week, and then you got to stand with them, and you got to feel frustrated about that process. I tell you, tomorrow we can talk about the court process, because that's a whole different ball game by itself. But you got to face that because you didn't do what you had to do when you had the chance to do it. So parents, please, let's get involved. Now, I'm not saying that every child that's bad is because bad parents, but I'm saying if we have a little more role to play with our children, we can steer some of them away from these lifestyles of crime and criminal elements. You know why? Because it happens to come down to this. The Crisis Center officials expressing grave concern over the apparent increase in attempted suicides among teens, particularly young boys. If you don't believe me, listen to this story with Desmond Saunders.
Stress or crisis in boys is a global phenomenon. It's not just happening here. If you look all around the world, there are issues with boys and young men having difficulties relating, feeling happy, feeling good about themselves.
Director of the National Crisis Center, Dr. Sandra Dean Patterson, believes the breakdown of the traditional family structure, child abuse in the home, and online bullying are contributing factors that have sparked the rise of attempted suicides. The troubling trend prompting the center to introduce intervention programs within the school system to tackle this issue.
And we've had kids who come here with all kinds of issues. We have one child who came to our literacy program and our counseling program, and then relocated to one of the family islands after he'd been doing it for about a year and a half. And he's now a prefect on the family island. So it's those kinds of stories that keep us going.
Dr. Patterson believes a targeted approach is needed to address this issue. She's also calling on communities to become more attentive to the emotional needs of men.
You know, big boys don't cry. You know, when we had if you constantly get that message, you know, put on your big boy pants. You know, you don't need to cry. You're not a girl. You know, and so boys aren't allowed to be in touch with their feelings. And what do they do with them? They stuff them. They internalize them. And then, of course, when they go to school and they get even more stress.
If you or someone you know has a mental illness, is struggling emotionally, or has concerns about his or her mental health, there are ways to help. You can call the center's 24-hour hotline at 328-0922. There's a Psychological Association hotline at 816-8799, or the mail hotline at 821-8123. Desmond Saunders, The Bahamas Tonight.
Therein lies the end result of when our young men are troubled and can't get the help they need. They're resulting to attempts of suicide. Our young men are needed in this country. We need them in society, and we need them to grow up healthy, productive, and to be able to contribute to society. But for some reason, they're faced with challenges. We have to get involved to save the young men in this country. I can't say it enough. We're talking about this right now, and this is coming in to our media network about another shooting on DeVoe Street. We've been told by police that the victim died to injuries on the scene. And so, of course, we just dispatched a news team to that particular scene. I'm being told it's Fleming Street West is where the country's latest homicide just took place while we were on the air talking about these stories. We need intervention for our young men. We sincerely need intervention for our young men. Stay tuned to the ZNS Network. We'll have the latest on this latest murder on Fleming Street West again tonight. Well, switching gears tonight, food security is a focal point of tonight's show. A January United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization report on food security and nutrition acknowledged that the Bahamas has the lowest prevalence of moderate or severe food insecurity in the Caribbean. We're also listed as one of the countries with some of the highest costs to maintain a healthy diet. Ain't that the truth? We talked about it the other day. It's expensive to eat good, but it's very affordable to eat bad and kill yourself. But many residents here in the capital are pleased that the price of eggs has declined. If you travel to Super Value supermarkets, you would find that eggs are $3.79, a drastic difference than the previous price, which was pretty much over $10. Government implemented the Golden Yolk program a few years ago to secure egg production across the country, but there's been some challenges with that. Tonight we have an update. We'll tell you exactly what happened, what went wrong, what are the issues facing agriculture and marine resources. The minister, he is here, Jomo Campbell. He's going to talk to us tonight along with his team. They're all here. We're going to put the hard questions to them and get the answers so we know exactly where we are going forward. They are charged with the responsibility of ensuring the Bahamas is well nourished with adequate food and, more importantly, fresh food that all Bahamians can enjoy. So stay with us. We're going to have an interesting conversation on the rundown when we come back right after the break. The minister and his top team. We're back after this.
Hi, I'm Kizzy Hanna, and I am the CEO of Nail Envy Salon Studio and Nail Envy Academy. My business offers education for beginner level, intermediate, and advanced level nail classes for those persons who would like to become nail technicians and continue that education for those persons that are in the professional atmosphere already. So our curriculum has already been vetted and approved by the National Accreditation and Equivalency Council of the Bahamas. What distinguishes Nail Envy Academy from the competitors, we are really focused on relaying our information in a proper and conducive environment, making sure that our students are getting that one-on-one attention that is needed to be able to send them out into the field and be able to be successful in their occupation. I am so passionate about what I do because I want young women to know that not everyone has to have tertiary education. You can throw your whole self at something and bring a difference to your industry.
For more information about the Creative Entrepreneurs Initiative and the Crafting the Bahamas workshops, email info@sbdcbahamas.com or call us at 461-7232.
Is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Planning the execution of a newscast is serious business. From the assignment to the concept of the story, everything has to be precise, on point, always. The Bahamas Tonight, the national report, is your trusted news service. We get it right the first time. Our preparation for you each night is done with care, knowing that our voices will reach you on 700 islands and keys with unquestionable accuracy. It gives me great pleasure each night to say, welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the national report. I'm your national anchor, Mukesh Lopinder.
Hi, I'm Brent Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales at CBS Bahamas and the CBS Pro Store. Not only do we guarantee the best prices on all your favorite building materials, we're proud to offer the best delivery program in all of Nassau. Whether you buy one box of screws or a truckload of plywood, island-wide delivery is just $5. And for our Family Island customers, we're proud to offer complimentary drop-off to the mailboat of your choice. Visit us today at the CBS Pro Store on Robinson Road and check out our website to set up your next delivery.
I have been coming to this island since I was 12 years old. It didn't take me long to realize the rich history it has here. When I bought this island in 2018, I fulfilled a lifelong dream. The goal is not only to preserve the memories I made over those years, but to make new ones and to give others the opportunity to do the same. As we go through this process, it has become clear to me, we aren't just rebuilding an island, we're reviving a legend.
Welcome back to the Rundown. A special good night to all of you who are watching, whether you're in the Lion's Den on Facebook or you're watching on YouTube, or of course in the Caribbean, the region, around the world on your various platforms, or here at home. It's always good to have you with us tonight. Well, all things agriculture is our topic tonight. The Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources mandate is to implement, monitor, review, and evaluate its policies and the work programs for the development of the Department of Agriculture, Marine Resources, and Cooperative Development to ensure pretty much compliance with the overall goals and objectives of the government. Now, joining us tonight is the Minister responsible, the Honorable Jomo Campbell. He's also joined by the Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation Executive Chairman, Senator Darren Pickstock, and General Manager Troy Sampson. Gentlemen, it's your first time here. Welcome to the Rundown. Great to have all of you with us.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's get right into it, because you know, people have been asking, you know, I've never seen agriculture have been in the news so much lately. And I always tell people it's an opportunity to really talk about it, whether it be good news or bad news, whatever it is. But obviously the first thing I want to talk about, Minister, is the Golden Yolk program, because many people have been asking what's going on with it. Did it fail? Where was this money? Is it talking about some 15+ million that was allocated? Did we use the money as a country and went somewhere else? Where'd it go? Explain to us this Golden Yolk program and the funding that was said to be allocated for it. Where did it go?
Well, Clint, first of all, thank you for having us on the show. It's always pleasing to know that agriculture is at the forefront, because that's exactly where we want to be. You know, food security is indeed everyone's business. And so we're happy to be here and happy to share with the general public. To get to your question, Clint, no. The direct answer is no. All of the funds are, in fact, not depleted. What we want people to understand, Clint, is that the Golden Yolk is not just a project. The Golden Yolk is the development of an actual industry, an egg industry.
So this is more than just a program that you're rolling out?
Yes. You're quite right. Now, the Golden Yolk has several components to it, like what we did 2 weeks ago with members of the media by taking them to see the first portion of what we call the National Layer Program. That consisted of 1,000 layers shared between several farmers, because what we want to do is we want to boost egg production in the country. And everyone knows, just over the last 2 months, there's been an egg crisis. So we had to pivot. We had to pivot to make an immediate response to the pain that the general public was feeling. That's the purpose of the government. We're here to alleviate the pain of the population. And so what we did was we wanted to ensure that we injected as many layers as possible into the community so that the public at large can be able to purchase at a reasonable rate. We had farms like Essential Farms, which the PM and I visited. They were selling eggs for under $8 a dozen. You have D&T Nursery, also selling for under $8 a dozen. You have one Mr. Justin Taylor, who is selling also at a very reasonable rate. And, you know, it's so remarkable, Clint, to see the way that the public caught on to it and actually bought into the concept, because just Saturday past, one of your colleagues, Lloyd Allen, was out at the Gladstone Road complex and showed the large number of persons who are actually out there shopping and buying local.
Is that a part of Golden Yolk program, being able to provide opportunities for other local farmers to be able to purchase? Is that a part of the program?
Certainly, it is a part of the program. The Golden Yolk is a very complex process, and it's being rolled out in phases. So that is actually the first phase. And what will come is what I think has everyone's attention, which is the more grandiose aspect of it that involves the layer houses, involves the actual industry part of it. And so to get to the crux of that, you know, because that's where everyone's attention is, where the money is, the quote-unquote $15 million. I can say beyond a shadow of a doubt today to the Bahamas at large that we have not spent 1/4 of that money.
Which equates to about what?
Just roughly approximately $3 million.
That's all that's been spent so far?
To date.
Not the $15 million that's been reported.
Clint, I said yesterday that food security should never be used as a political football. This is something that touches everyone, regardless of any particular persuasion, religious denomination, political persuasion. And you know, it should never be used for selfish purposes. Unfortunately, it has happened in the press, on social media, and so we're here today to clear all of that up. And what you can see, in fact, happening just today, I think we shared with some of your team members the fact that we have containers here in Nassau today that were open with equipment and material to be used.
I think we have some pictures we'll put up as we're talking about it.
Yeah.
So we have some of the pictures of you opening it. So then the question obviously is, what's been the delay? Because by now people thought the program would have been up and running. Is it that easy?
It's not that easy. We are talking about the development of an actual industry. It's not as easy as the backyard farming program.
So these are all tools, these are all materials that you're going to be needed to erect whatever you need for the program to be able to be sustained.
Yes. They were open today. We have 13 containers filled with material from top to bottom. And this is where the public's money is. And the reason why we had the press out with us last week or 2 weeks ago is because we heard the murmurs that were coming around on social media. And I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt, we have absolutely nothing to hide. But this program involved multinational countries from across the Atlantic, across the Pacific Ocean. We've spent numerous hours on Zooms at ungodly hours just to accommodate certain time zones. We're dealing with companies in India, companies in the United States of America. We have our feed mill, a new feed mill, the first feed mill in this country in over 40 years. Yeah. Our current feed mill, Clint, is over 40 years old.
Wow.
And it was originally only to be used for the sustenance of the folks at the Gladstone Road complex. However, the government has extended its use to farmers at large, and even farmers from the Family Islands. And so the first aspect of what we have to do with the Golden Oak, you can't have chickens if you can't feed them.
Right, right.
So we had to make sure that the feed mill was a part of it. The feed mill is here. Yeah. It's on the ground in Nassau. It can be seen. It's not a figment of our imagination. We had to spend money for it. And then we have the material, as you saw just now, that will go towards the constructions of the layer houses, the pullet houses, and all of these are also phases, which will be upscaled as time goes on.
How long do you think it will take before we begin to see the yield from setting up this Golden Yield program and getting these chickens to lay eggs and so forth?
We laying eggs now. I actually had some in my hand last week. Some of your colleagues had some in their hands. And you see, that's what we want the public to understand. It's not one glass of water in the front of us that makes up the Golden Yolk. The Golden Yolk is comprised of numerous phases and aspects. Some of our staff from the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources are currently on the ground in Exuma. God willing, I'll be joining them tomorrow because we are taking eggs, we are taking layers to Exuma.
I love that. We just played a story tonight where people are saying how expensive eggs are in Exuma.
Well, we are coming because this program is not just Nassau-centric. You know, one of the beauties of the Bahamas, Clint, is that we're an archipelago. We're made up of many islands and keys. Our brothers to the north have suffered from the bird flu, being one large landmass. So it was very easy for the spread of disease in one single landmass. Unfortunately for them, that's the fate they suffered. For us here in the Bahamas, what we want to do, we want to ensure Exuma is self-sufficient, Abaco is self-sufficient, Grand Bahama is self-sufficient, because God forbid something happens here in Nassau, we have other islands that we can pivot to and rely on. So tomorrow, we'll be in Exuma. Exuma, we are coming with those layers. Grand Bahama, West End, we are coming with those layers. Abaco, we're coming with those layers as well, and we want to share the joy and share the wealth of what the Golden Yolk program is.
I want to get the other two gentlemen in. I know, and if you're wondering why we're giving the minister all of this time, because the minister is only going to be with us for this segment, so I want to get all I can get in with the minister before he leaves us. So clearly, the Golden Yolk program hasn't been shelved. Chairman, let's talk about that a second. Because some people think, okay, well, maybe they changed their mind. Maybe it didn't work out the way they wanted to work out. It's just a part of a process that has to be thoroughly moved through so it can be successful.
Absolutely. I mean, it's far from shelved. As you saw recently, Minister showed you just the photos of containers that were being opened today. And so that means that we are aggressively approaching and we are redoubling our efforts to ensure that we can get this program far ahead. And so we're very excited about this. As the minister indicated, there has been misconception and misrepresentation around the Golden Yolk program. This is a multifaceted program. The Golden Yolk isn't just a one-shot program. It is a program where we are incentivizing farmers. As Minister indicated, we are laying eggs now. This is, again, it's not a figment of anyone's imagination. We are laying these eggs now. We are empowering our farmers by giving them, incentivizing them, whether it's through chicks, whether it's through feed, whether it's through incentives. We are incentivizing our farmers, and all of that comes under the Golden Yolk program as a whole. And so we're very excited about this. You know, history has shown us that we were self-sufficient in eggs. Obviously, as a result of whatever has happened, we fell off the train. But we are very excited to be coming back and to be self-sufficient in eggs. And you will hear from Minister exactly when the full rollout of this program is anticipated. And we're very excited this year to see the fruition of this whole program.
So, Minister, give us a timeline. Obviously, supplies are coming in now, and then there's to be a phase of construction and all of that stuff. What is your timeline for being able to get this industry up and running?
We are looking, I would say, at Q4 of this year. Because, you know, we want to make sure that when we bring this to the Bahamian public, that there's no going back, there's no redoing anything. So we want to make sure we get through all of our checks and balances. So I would safely say Q4. As of this month, we actually may be able to start the e-procurement system for the construction of the foundation for some of the first layer houses that will be a part of this program. But Clint, just as important, to piggyback off of what the chairman said, I can tell you that on the 11th of March, we have training sessions that have started. The first training session pertained to food and safety. The second training session for the 12th will be pertaining to plant propagation and animal husbandry. We also have abattoir training, and then we also have animal control unit testing training. The reason why I'm saying this is because we want the general public to know that the Golden Yolk just isn't eggs.
Yes.
The Golden Yolk is about equipping the minds of the young persons and persons who want to be a part of agriculture, and let's say eggs specifically maybe, but the whole gamut of what it is that we're offering as a ministry and as a corporation. And so there's a training aspect of it. That's why it was so important for us when we signed the MOU with the Ministry of Education to launch our agricultural cadets program. The police have cadets, customs has cadets. And so why shouldn't we, as agriculturalists, have cadets? Agriculture is an aging industry, and so we want to encourage, inspire, educate, and empower the younger generation to take what's rightfully theirs, and that's the future of food security, to put it in their hands. But before we bring this industry to the general public, we have to equip them with the knowledge and wherewithal for them to be able to manage it. Because this is going to be a Bahamian project built and managed by Bahamians for Bahamians.
For years to come.
For years to come. And it's certainly a pleasure to be a part of this process. You know, there were those who were there before us. And even in saying that, myself, I came in as a new minister, our permanent secretary, our undersecretary, our chairman, and so we all had to familiarize ourselves with the process that we came into meeting on the table when we arrived at our current positions. And so it's extremely exciting.
All right, we're going to go to a break. In minutes, I want to say thank you for being here. I know you have to run out, but bring in some clarity to what has been a very muddy situation and bring clarity. When we come back, we're going to continue talking about this and other parts of agriculture. Of course, we're going to release the general manager of the AIC to talk in our next segment and give him an opportunity to talk some more about what's happening. Stay close. You're watching The Rundown here on the ZNS Network. We're back after this. Stay close.
Since a young girl, I always loved watching the women come in and get their hair done and commune together with everybody. I grew a great appreciation for that. I always had a great love for making women feel beautiful and just the atmosphere of a beauty salon. Hi, my name is Asia Cartwright, and I'm a hairstylist at the Glow Bar in Old Port Bay. I enjoyed accounting. I did it professionally for a few years. After the pandemic, I decided to take a leap of faith, go off to school in Atlanta at a Veda Institute to learn the science behind hair, because I realized this is my passion. This is something that I really wanted to do, but I wanted to understand the real depth of, okay, why does hair do this? Why is it responding this way? What do I need to do to help someone get on their best hair journeys? It's not been easy. When it's fueled by passion, you always have an extra push of motivation to just try harder. It's being fueled from your heart space. I enjoy making women feel beautiful. I enjoy being a listening ear. It's more than hair, it's like therapy. We all leave leaving lighter. For women that are, facing some type of fear, that want to change their path and careers, I would say do it. I trusted God because I don't feel like he would have given me the vision and the dreams if it wasn't for me. It doesn't matter what no one says. It doesn't matter, how it looks from the outside. And I'm going to give it my all, and that's what I do.
To learn more about the Women Entrepreneurs Initiative, visit our website or contact us at 461-7232. And remember, empowered women empower women.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exoma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our pavement program. A part of our company's philosophy is to do some work to international standards. So when you look at our pavement division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass that along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
Welcome back to The Rundown here in the ZNS Network. My guest is just a whole bunch of people in agriculture, from the Minister, Jumbo Campbell, to the Chairman of the AIC, Senator Darren Pickstock, to the General Manager of the AIC, Troy Sampson, talking about not just the Golden Yolk program, but agriculture, feeding ourselves, sustaining ourselves. The Minister is graciously giving us 5 more minutes before he has to depart. And I wanted to really ask, Minister, because we've heard the passion, we've seen you talk about this, and my question really is, why is this so important for you? Why is this so important to see this happen?
Glenn, that's an excellent question. For me personally, it all boils down to your love for people. We have a leader with a very big and brave heart, and he's made it quite clear that it's a part of his mandate and a part of our New Day government mandate that we have to love our people. Now, we can sometimes try to go around and give vouchers to as many people as we can or buy breakfast or lunch. But the reality is we won't be able to do that for everybody. So if we can see an initiative like this, Golden Yolk, through, that will impact everyone, instead of giving them fish, we teach them how to fish. We teach them how to manage the business of fishing and how to be the best fishermen and salesmen when it comes to the fish that they catch. And for me, that is so important and instrumental because, as you know, I think it's Isaiah chapter 58, verse 11, that says, where God guides you, he will provide for you. And that is definitely what is taking place now through the implementation of this Golden Yolk. And we are committed to seeing it through for the love of our Bahamian people and for the fact that food security is our business.
Senator Pickstock, the leader of the opposition, served as former Minister for Agriculture. He's been very vocal about what agriculture is doing and so forth. What do you say in response to his criticism about the Golden Yolk program and about agriculture and the fact that it's not doing as much as it should be doing?
Right. I mean, Clint, the reality is, as you said, the leader of the opposition served as the Minister of Agriculture. He had an opportunity to make big changes and to take the big steps, but he did not do so. We are here and we are taking those big steps. We are making the changes. We have all of the materials in the Bahamas. We have spent the time and the investment in ensuring that we are self-sufficient. We are producing eggs now. We are not just talking about this. We are doing this. And through our minister, we will see this through to the end. And so I want to just personally thank our minister, Jomo Shaka Campbell, for making this happen and seeing this through. He has supported this project 100%, and he has never wavered. And you can hear the passion through his response just now for this project. So we're not just talking about this. Some people talk and some people get it done. We are a government that gets it done. Those other people, they obviously didn't get it done. So
I want to bring George, I'm going to get the general manager in here because obviously you have to lead the group of technical people who have to make sure these programs run out, they're efficient, and they work. How do you feel? Are you optimistic about this Golden Yolk program and it being rolled out to completion and benefiting and becoming a new industry?
Hey, thank you, Clint, for that question. I have no choice but to be optimistic about it. And the reason why, Clint, is because 99% of the professionals that are developing this project, and as Minister said, this isn't just a one locale or one tier. This is a multifaceted project. 99% of the professionals involved in it are Bahamian nationals. Bahamians can do these type of amazing things, and we're seeing it happen as we speak, right? Chairman mentioned that today the seals were broken on containers that contain the building materials for some of the layer houses. The building material for the new feed mill is at the site. The equipment that will populate that feed mill to produce feed on orders of magnitude more than the experimental feed mill that's over 4 decades old, that milling material is in country, right? And so there are tangible assets that can be seen, felt, touched to demonstrate that this is a real project that's multidimensional, right? That is a whole industry that is being developed. The Golden Yolk represents this large commercial arm. It also represents the National Layer Program. It also represents the intervention with the schools. It also represents the reduction in egg prices immediately, right? And so the forethought of the minister and the chairman and the administration years ago is now bearing fruit. This wasn't a recent thought in reaction to what's happening globally. The forethought, the wisdom, the assessment of what was happening in the world caused this program to be in train from then. And so do I have optimism for it? Absolutely, because I believe that as Bahamians, we can rise to the challenge of anything that we're given to do. Now, you know, when you take your car to the mechanic and he tells you you have it for you on Wednesday,
And Wednesday ain't ready.
You know, so just naturally in life, delays happen.
Right.
Your contractor tell you you have you in your house for December, February, you still around them saying, "Mom, I can get my key." Right? So this is all a part of the process, but we are undaunted in terms of becoming self-sufficient and not having to rely on anybody else to feed us. That is the goal.
Minister, I'll give you the final thought before we go to a break, and that simply is, there may be some concern about farmers that they're not getting the financial support that they need. What do you say to people who say, well, you know, are Bahamian farmers being given funding to be able to expand and develop and take their goods to market and be able to package them when they harvest them? What do you say?
Well, Glenn, that is a microcosm of a larger eternal economic question. Unlimited wants to be satisfied by limited resources. We are certainly trying our best with the ministry in partnership with SPDC. We had a grant program to the tune of $1 million to address the needs of farmers and fishers. We just recently in December hosted another program that we called a vulnerable program for some of the farmers and fishermen who, for whatever reason, did not make the cut the first go round.
Wow.
And that rose to the tune of $1.6 million.
So money is going out to farmers?
Definitely. As a part of the National Layer Program, coops are being built. The coops have started to be erected. I think it's safe to say today the erections of the coops now and Farmers Key is taking place as we speak. So with the rollout of the National Layer Program, we weren't just giving the checks. We provided up to 3 months supply of feed. We also provided the build out of coops, the wire mesh, the drip irrigation, the feeds, all of this stuff, because we know how hard it is. And we understand that the desire is there. And so we will do as much as our budget will allow us to do. And once the country sees the passion that the farmers, the fishermen all have for what it is that they do, just to provide fruits and produce and fish to the Bahamian public, then we hope that their voice resonates loud enough where we may probably get a little bump in our budget. But for as it stands right now, we will do whatever it is we can do with what we have. And I'd like to take this opportunity to say a heartfelt thank you to all of the staff under the umbrella of the ministry. They work hard. Regardless of what you hear the song say about public servants, everyone under the umbrella of the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, BAMZ, BAIC, Department of Marine Resources, BASFA, the Animal Control, the Pound, they all work hard. And we do our job day in and day out. Sometimes I get to work, I meet some people there, and you leave them there. So they are the true epitome of what it means to be public servants. Our job never stops.
Well said, Minister. Yes. I'll let you go for true this time. Thank you for being here. When we come back, we have a consultant who's going to join us at the group and talk about what he's experienced as well. And we're back after this. Stay close.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SPDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
Bahamasair group of companies, we have been in Exoma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our pavement program. A part of our company's philosophy is to do some work to international standards. So when you look at our pavement division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass that along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
And welcome back to the show. It's great to have all of you with us here on the rundown. And of course, we want to bring into the conversation now a consultant who's at the Ministry of Agriculture. And I guess he can give us the technical stuff. They have your name, but it's somewhere in the teleprompter, and I don't know where it is. So I'm just going to let you introduce yourself. I have it here too. Let me just pull it up for you, Mr. Justin Taylor. I got it. Justin Taylor, who is a consultant, and welcome to the show. I want to jump right in because obviously people are concerned about the eggs, quality of eggs, the production of the eggs. Tell us, first of all, because people are consuming them, are the eggs that people are consuming now, are these good quality eggs? And tell us a little bit of what you know about them.
Okay, thank you, Clint. First, I'd like to give a synopsis on the egg breed, okay? So the eggs breed actually are called table eggs.
Table eggs.
Table eggs, okay? So you have actually two types of eggs. You have table eggs and you have fertilized eggs. The table eggs actually are used for human consumption. The eggs that we eat actually contains what we call vitamin B complex. They're full with choline and vitamin and minerals that helps our body against free radicals. So we have powerful antioxidants, all right? So all these eggs actually have to pass what you call a risk assessment and a critical analysis before entering the country. So the eggs, like you see with the food store, so they had to go through what we call a hazard program. So this hazard program actually that the veterinarian or the body which is responsible, which is passed for, and the Ministry of Agriculture, they actually have to seek technical expertise with the veterinarian in that said country. So it could be any country in the world, but they just have to actually pass some standards. So once they pass the standards that food is safe and available to eat, we could actually import those eggs. So when those eggs come, they actually have what you call a best before date. So eggs have to be consumed at a certain time because why? You start actually losing all of the minerals, the protein start to get integrated, and then you get all that. But the eggs actually are safe to eat.
And they're pretty good.
Pretty good, yes.
I've had some. Ain't enough for me. I want to talk about, obviously, bird flu, because bird flu is affecting in the United States and so forth. So the concern here is, as we go into egg production, what do we do to mitigate against losing all of this investment that we're putting into building the poultry industry? And I want General Manager Sampson to also talk about that, because the thing about agriculture and marine resources is there's such a risk.
Right.
Whether it's weather, when you talk about crops, or whether it's disease when you talk about livestock, you can literally lose millions of dollars in investments. You know, you're very vulnerable to it. What measures are being put in place to ensure that we have good stock and that they're a service for some time?
So I'm just going to give you an overview on bird flu. Bird flu is known as H5N1, or avian influenza. It was actually first discovered in 2000 in Europe, and then that strain of virus has actually started in the west coast of the United States, California in particular, which actually 50 million birds was impacted directly. Wow. Today, they have been affected 150 million birds, which resulted in this high spike in the egg price. So you can imagine 150 million birds that has been culled. Average, every 1,000 birds produce 800 eggs. So every 100,000 birds, 80,000, and so it goes on. It's 80%.
Wow.
So you can imagine why it's a supply and demand chain. So the golden yolk has actually sophisticated system. So we have a good biosecurity protocol, which include like foot baths, where you go in through a disinfected area for your boots to actually kill all the pathogens such as gram-positive bacteria, gram-negative bacteria, and also the treating component, which I have actually formatted, is very important because it shows about quality assurance, eggshell formation. It tells you about poultry husbandry. Poultry husbandry is very important. In order to get the business, one must entail all of these tools to actually said to be a good farmer. So all of the prospective farmers will actually go through a mandatory training, which is from the Ministry of Agriculture and BIC, which we have implemented from both a technical perspective and a business conceptive. So we actually have all that laid out. And the house and design is actually so sophisticated that it's actually like a climatic control house. Meaning that, let's say, we can control sensors, so it's like AI technology. Wow. So when it's hot or cold, so we can mimic all of these, technology.
You're using a lot of high technology in the creation of this industry.
Correct.
Which means we're going to be leaders in this if we're able to really maximize this and make good on this.
Right. And also the genetics of the chicken we use is a strain from a Rhode Island red breed. So we're going to use a strain called the Isobron. Isa Brown is a prolific breed, meaning that it lays a lot of egg.
Wow.
So a formula we use is actually one bird will lay 250 eggs per year. 250 eggs a year. Okay.
A lot of eggs.
So in the Bahamas right now, you know, our import is like 27.2 million eggs. Wow. So we import 27.2 million eggs a year. Yep. So the part of the Golden Yolk program with these 7 houses, you know, we're gonna have actually 70,000 chickens at one time producing Nassau, which account to 56,000 eggs per day. So the family island, as Minister talk about the family islands, the north, the central, and the south, we're going to actually have these small outlets, you know, the school programs, and then you have the layer program with the 100 birds here, the 1,000 birds here. So all of these are actually going to be a cohesive group towards a food security at a greater level.
General Manager, you're smiling. Obviously, this speaks to a significant expansion of the industry and the capabilities of being able to provide some level of security for us.
Absolutely. You know, Clinton, just hearing Justin's description of what it is that's being procured for this project in terms of the project location at Gladstone Road, because again, we know that this is a multifaceted, multi-layered project, but specifically with regard to what's being produced at Gladstone Road, you can't go on Amazon tonight and find these things, eh?
Right.
This requires a high level of technical acumen and negotiation with international vendors to supply these things at the standard we require them. You predicated your question asking about risks. Another feature of this is right now we're in discussions with an international company to provide what's called parametric agricultural insurance. That is agricultural insurance related to anything to do with disasters as a result of the weather. And whether that is floods, wind, or anything weather-related that may cause damage to crop, livestock, or poultry, that for the first time in this country, that's being advanced, right? Hasn't been concretized yet, but to the point you asked about whether and how do we now address all of these areas of risk, this is all a part of what we have to bring to the table in a full contemplation of how we create this sector, this industry, in a sustainable way.
All right, makes a lot of sense. I can't help myself. I'm just naturally laughing. The chair is falling down. That's what you think going on over here. That's not his height. I'm not even trying to keep my composure. But we're out of time in any event. Gentlemen, thank you for coming to explain to us. We're going to have you back and talk about food security because that's a big question. But I think the bottom line is we're able to see ourselves moving close to it by taking one program at a time and being able to understand that it's not an overnight fix. It takes a time, but we have to make major dents. This program is designed to do just that and to be able to help provide some level of self-sufficiency. Chairman, I'll give you the final word.
Right. So again, I think you've heard the very technical aspect. And what we want the Bahamian public to know is that this program is just not a government initiative. This is a movement, Clint. This is the Bahamas getting back to feeding itself. And that is a win for all of us. And like the team here said, this is not a figment of your imagination. We have 10,000 chicks on site right now. We have 3,000 chicks in the possession of BAMSI that are producing. We have 10,000 chicks on order on its way to the Bahamas now. So we are moving.
That's amazing.
Right? And so you would have heard from this team that we are moving. This is not about a project. This is an industry. And so we want the Bahamian public to know that the government of the Bahamas is moving and has the best interests of Bahamians at heart, and we are moving this industry forward.
That's a good note to end on. Thank you, gentlemen, for being a part. We're definitely supporting the initiatives that you're doing. Thank you so much. And of course, I have to say happy birthday to Minister's daughter. That's where he ran off to make sure he could be there for the cutting of the cake. So happy birthday to Jahia. Happy birthday to you. Your dad's on his way to celebrate your birthday with you. That does it for the rundown. Be sure to stay locked on the ZNS network for the Bahamas tonight at 11. It's a final newscast in the country with the latest news and information with Royston Jones. I saw him in the building just now. He's preparing to give you the 11 o'clock news. We'll have the latest on the 11 o'clock news, of course, with that unfortunate latest homicide happening here in the country. Well, that's it. For all of us here at ZNS News, I'm Clint Watson. Thanks so much for joining us. Good night.
At Fort Montague, I'm Opal Roach. This is ZNS.